say that grown-up men are still just little boys, that really the only difference is the price of our toys. We go for macho symbols like guns and running shoes, pickup trucks, hunting ducks, and power tools, power tools, power tools. Yeah, you just plug them in the wall and think of all.
Well, good morning. Here we are on Allisonville Road, about 114th Street. What's the exact address, Sully?
Are we up?
Yeah, we're up.
Oh.
Where you been?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
What's up?
About 114th and Allisonville
Yeah,
Road.
let's see. It is 11405.
Well, what? Look at that. I missed it by
Allisonville
05.
Yeah. So I like to say just south of 116th Street.
That works.
You know,
This is the Home and Garden Show, by the way.
that's all I have.
That's it?
Producer
Brought to you by
Allison.
Michaelis.
Yeah.
Where's the train?
The trains for Pumpkin Town, all the engines are in Pumpkin Town building being charged. The car sets are all over there. So I think we're using 6 trains.
Did you get
Up
the
here.
clown? Did you get the hanging clown fixed?
I got the hanging clown charged up.
That sounds scary.
I got the hanging baker going. We have a new baby elephant that I wanted to see. I had not gotten to see the baby elephant.
Is he move animatronics? Does he move or is he
No,
stationary?
he's actually a real baby elephant.
What's
Come
his
on, you know what I
Dumbo.
meant.
You know, we
Dumbo.
haven't
No,
given
that's
him a
my
name
job.
yet. He literally just flew in from Paris.
Oh, you should have a name the
We should.
baby elephant
It needs to
contest.
be
That's a great
French.
idea.
And then they
It needs
can
to be
make it like a
French.
family
You know what?
thing.
After dealing with the French, screw them, okay?
Okay.
So,
Okay.
You can
Message
quote me
received.
on that.
have you ever seen Emily in Paris?
Oh,
I haven't, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know what?
It's on
So
Netflix. It
Beth
looks
and
like
I
a very cute show.
started watching that and talking about the people from Paris, from France, and it's like, they're just real.
I heard a comedian one time say he was in France and he walked over to someone, said hello, and they just said no.
Yeah.
They're not friendly. And speaking
The
of which,
first episode of Emily in Paris is like someone's telling her what the lay of the land. It's like, yeah, the difference with the French is instead of talking behind your back, they just say it to your face.
Well, you know. Okay.
We're
So-
brought to you by the Michaelis Corporation. Water storms,
Look at the
fire, and wet
wiener.
basement.
I know. I saw him walking around earlier.
There's a little wiener dog here.
It's the tiniest little wiener.
We're brought to you by the Michaelis Corporation. Water storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Pat Sullivan, Denny Smith, Terry Lynn Stacy, Allison Lemons, Cam's on the board. We got Miss Binks, his second time over there in promotions. And Kendall's with us. He's a movie star.
Yep.
He's a stage actor. So here we are, Pat.
Okay. So, anyways, back to the French people.
Oh, no.
So-
Let's be done with this question.
No,
With
okay,
this.
but I just want to tell you. So, this animation is coming from France. So that's where the baby elephant, and there's like 6 new baking bears in the donut shop.
Oh, that's right. You're
And
making
so-
donuts for real.
Trying to get these people, one, if you send them an email, I spent $70,000 with them. And I'm sorry that I'm a pest, but it's like,
That's a lot of money.
you send them an email and it's like 3-4 days later, they don't answer. So you send them another one, and they usually
Actually
will
sounds
grace
like Pat,
you with
to be
an
truthful with you.
But you didn't spend $70,000. Pat.
Oh, that's true.
Je voudrais une bière, s'il vous plaît.
Okay, where's the bathroom? I know you know that. Now listen.
No, that
is
could
European.
I have a beer?
That's European. Okay. The Spanish are the same way. The Italians are a little
You know
bit
what?
better, but the French are the worst.
My friends, we get a lot of stuff from Denmark, and they are on it. There's no.
Well, that's the Dutch. That's the German influence. You know, they're Vikings,
I'm
Pat.
just telling you, I like their stuff, but it's like, if this relationship is going to last, it's like.
I do think it's a culture thing, though. I
Right.
do
So,
think that
Yeah,
is
me
right.
too.
I ordered this stuff in May,
Yes.
and I told them it's like, some of it's for Halloween, some of it. So this is when I need it, and well, they never got it shipped, and so they finally air freighted the few things that we needed for Halloween. Well, the other one, so they were 2 weeks ago. The rest of it for Christmas was supposed to move. So finally, after 5 days, she's answered, "Oh, so sorry. We're going to try to get that out this week." It's like,
There's no
Now-
sense of urgency, buddy.
And here's the thing, and I've said this before. In all the things that we have in this country, why isn't anybody else making? Why do you have to go to another country?
So why do you
to
have to buy an elephant
You
from
know what
the
I mean?
French?
I mean, I just
Well,
don't understand
it's
it.
a little bit culture in Europe. They still use a lot of animation stores, like it's not unusual. Like the Denmark company has a whole section of bakers because in grocery stores they'll have
Yeah.
little animated bakers and
Right,
stuff.
sure, I understand. I'm just saying, we use a lot of animation here, right? I mean, you figure
do we?
Unless
if you
you're
think
Disney,
about
truly.
Yeah.
that's not true, not necessarily. I mean, animation can be found everywhere in all different types of businesses and so on and so forth.
Why don't you name one for us?
Well, I mean, animation can be used oftentimes
No,
on live shows.
There's a difference between.
and-
Give me an example like of a
Oh
business.
boy.
of another business is using it.
Yeah. Chunky
Well,
cheese.
amusement parks.
Well,
And
you
we have
That's a little different.
lots of
you
them.
do see it in department stores sometimes.
Sometimes, but truly, I mean, we have hundreds of amusement parks here that use animation.
But I think they have their own
That-
departments, and I
that's
do
a
think
little-
a lot of them are from all over the world.
Yeah.
Did
Probably
I just
right.
don't
Like the
understand.
Imagineers
I
Did
still
she
don't
hurt your
understand. I don't know. I still don't understand why there's not a company here in this country that
There
doesn't
probably
make animation.
truly there probably was, but a lot of it has gone to technology, and a lot of it's projections now. It's CGI,
True, yeah.
it's
right,
AI.
right.
So the classic animatronics are going out of style. Plus, you have to do maintenance on them. People don't want to do that nowadays.
Right.
So I think that's why it's just a dying business a little bit, probably, right?
Not in my world.
Well,
Yeah, I
all
don't
right.
know. I just
it's getting harder to find good quality
Right.
stuff.
It is. Again, I think we tend not to use it here so much, but I don't know. Like in Europe, they have bears, like sporting goods shops will have bears that are dressed as skiers in the window. And
Well, they
stuff
have
like
they
that.
have those in the South too, and there is a company
South of what? Like Tennessee?
Texas, Tennessee, but there is a place in California called Redwood Builders, and they specialize in animatronics. They make their own, but they're in California. But they could do it, Pat, because they do shooting galleries where where you hit the bullseye and the
Yep.
bear goes up, like this.
What does it do?
its arms go up in there and he yells.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or
So, anyways,
You need to have a shooting
Enough
gallery
about
out there
the
to,
French.
to
And
shoot
enough
the
about the
bakers.
French.
Je
It's still-
voudrais
I get
une bière,
very-
s'il vous plaît.
When we
You
have
want
these
another beer.
conversations, I think, wow, how come we're not doing that here?
And it's a fair question.
I just don't understand it. We have people that want to work, that people would do it. There's got to be, more than
what, these are,
warehouses and developments here, right?
these are
Well-
very, and they're actually the companies we buy from are they're
International.
they call them workshops, and they're pretty small companies, really.
Yeah.
You
They make
still
it to
take
order.
care of
Yeah,
the family
yeah,
business.
yeah.
Hey, I want to say thank you to small business. I had a garage door spring break at the worst possible time this week. You know when that happens, you're either trapped in or out. I happened to be trapped out, so I got lucky. But the folks at
Makes me
For
giggle.
everybody. in the
Garage
house.
Doors of Indianapolis, Cecil's old place.
Yeah.
His son Nick's taking it over. I paid full retail. I got all 3 springs replaced. If one breaks, they're all the same age, so I thought I'd replace all 3 of them. Quick service. I got my garage door. Thank you, Chad. Chad was the magician that made it all happen. How long do you think it takes to change 3 garage door springs?
I'm going to say 37 minutes.
50 minutes. They're a machine.
They're a little slow.
But anyway, thank you, Garage Doors of Indianapolis. I didn't get any break.
You guys have
I
any
paid
personal
full-
business you want to pass?
No,
on?
I just wanted to say thank you to a great small business.
Anything happen at your place? A
Not-
vlog or anything?
Not that I can really talk about.
No.
She lost her wallet.
I keep losing.
She
things.
lost her glasses.
It's a
She
terrible
found her
sign.
glasses.
It happens.
I know it, and I
Starts
just
to
can't
happen.
figure it out. I don't know how to fix it.
How did you pay for your tea? Did you just steal it?
This is all the parking meter money. I used all my parking meter money
To buy your
for
tea.
downtown.
She got to the,
use-
when you get
because
to the
cards
cashier
frustrate
and
me.
you can't find your wallet and you're at the cashier. Worst feeling in the
It
world.
is. I
It
mean,
is.
yesterday I put coffee beans. I grind my coffee.
Oh, of
Well, I
course
just
you do.
skipped that step yesterday and just poured the beans right in.
Bean juice.
Yeah.
Wow.
How was
What was
it?
I thinking there?
Was it okay?
Full of crunchy, probably.
I figured it out. I had to scoop it all back out.
Oh man.
And then at that point, you're kind of annoyed, so you don't even
Yeah.
want it. Yeah.
This is true.
Oh boy.
Well, I have had a busy week. I don't know. How's your week been? You guys been busy?
I bought some of this. This is the latest, greatest. This has nothing to do with home and garden. I was showing
Is
Allison.
this for your
because,
lips again?
I'm always behind.
Is this for your lips?
This is for your lips,
I
and
thought
this is a plumper, a lip plumper,
Lip gloss plump.
Sorry?
and it's a lip plumper, and
It's true because right now the big fashion, or not fashion, it's in to have big.
Well,
Yeah.
here's what's going on.
I just want you to put it on just in the
No.
middle.
We've- Not gonna
Denny,
do
will
it.
you put it on just
We
in the middle? Right,
we
just-
finally got
I just want you
cameras
to
on
feel
the
it.
first day.
So, no,
So
I'm not going to do what?
whenever the camera's down, she's always doing something with her lips.
So, anyways, a plumper. So why wouldn't you just like right now?
All right, I'll
at
buy it.
Pumpkin
Come on.
Town.
Denny's going to do it. You can wipe it right off, Denny, but just put it on for a minute. Here we go. Let me just get this. Put your mouth open, like kind of go.
But
Okay,
you know,
here we
like
go. Go like that.
a lot of young girls right now are getting lip fillers, like actually going to the doctor and getting lip fillers. So,
You're so good,
they've
Denny.
made this lip gloss where it basically is supposed
Pickles.
to
Wait a minute. Hold on.
swell your lips
Wait a
up
minute.
essentially.
So you
You're
could do
going to
this.
swell my lips up. You're putting this stuff
Wait,
on my
you could do
lips.
the
Just hold
same
on.
thing with like
Wait a minute.
if put a
How's it
little honey
feeling?
and then get stung by a bee.
Exactly.
It feels like it's got bee venom in it. Let me tell you, because
But this looks luxurious.
Are you done?
yeah. Okay. Now, how's it going?
It's got a little bit of a sting to it. Maybe I got an open wound there on my lip. I don't know.
No.
It's got
Is
a
that what
little
it feels
It's
like?
got a buzz to it, like a cinnamon buzz.
So is it going to plump his
It is.
lips
What
up?
the hell did you just do to me?
Look, wait, just hold on. We're just trying to examine to see if it's really.
You're not
working
going to be
on you.
able. You're not going to be able to talk in the second hour.
I feel like Angelina Jolie.
You know, well, you look a little like Angelina
You know
Jolie.
what? This could. This is like the best thing
Shut
that's
up,
ever
Cam.
happened to me.
Cam's laughing at me.
I
It's a
think
great shade for you, Denny.
it is, and I don't think Denny's going to be able to talk in hour number
My
2 or
mom,
3.
here's the best part. Mom, I don't do this every show. Mom says I'm going to tune in today. So Donna J. Smith from Robin Run.
So
What is it?
It's like buzz buttons for your
It's got a
lips.
buzz.
does your
Yeah.
does your
What is that feeling?
so your
It's-
mom
it's
doesn't
stinging.
know you
It's stinging.
use makeup?
Well, I'm glad he's trying it, because that's why I showed it to Allison, because I'm way behind. I mean, this has been going on for a
That's
long
why I
time.
will not put it on
So
my
I said,
lips.
"Does this do? What does this do for you? I mean, if this is
Does it
crazy,
really
how
do
it
something?
hurts. It hurts.
It
And I
hurts.
don't
does.
know why, but we have to do that. I don't get it. I mean, we don't have to.
You know, I think
but I wanted
that,
to try it.
I got to say,
What is in this stuff?
a
Bee
lot
venom.
of things that girls and women do seems like
And middle-aged white men.
self-imposed torture.
Right, self-inflicted.
I
So
look,
li-
I
so
look
this
at like high heels. It's like, what the
Stopped
hell?
with those a long time ago. They ruined my feet.
I got to get a
So
napkin.
the lip
Here,
plumping
Denny,
gloss
You got some?
temporarily plumps lips by causing blood vessels to dilate and increase blood flow to your lips.
May cause stroke in older people.
Look at that. I feel like
You have
Marilyn Monroe.
lipstick
It's a nice
on.
color for you.
It's a-
And actually, you don't hardly see it. It's very faint pink on
Why
your
don't you
lips.
give me a little kiss right on my cheek, Dan, so that I can
No.
maybe
Can
not.
I do that with my bare fist?
You know, I think
right.
this is one of
Boy.
the worst openings of a show we've ever had.
I don't know. We
maybe
talked about
not.
the French. We talked about what else? Animatronics.
Animatronics. America.
Do you think the French use any?
the dyeing industry.
Do you think the French use
I'm not
any
gonna trust
of this
Terry ever
lip
again.
plumper, Tara?
What'd
Is
you
this
say I was
something
watching, Denny?
Is this something that the French would use, or you
Oh,
think?
yeah. I
they're-
think it probably came from the French.
Oh, because I thought maybe they'd just start with a shower first.
Oh, Patrick.
We're here all morning.
Stop.
Well,
Stop.
I'm
stop.
just.
You remember you're in retail, and there may be some sort of, like a French delegation that would like to come and buy some stuff
Well,
from you.
I know, but
and
I'm just-
you're punching
I-
them in the gut.
I know, but I'm just a
Don't
little
put
upset.
your lips on my
It's
water
on the
bottle.
outside.
right.
It's on the outside. It's cold.
239-9393.
Yeah.
We're coming right back. Did we even mention we're at Allisonville Home and Garden in
You can keep
Fishers?
that.
Hopefully you'll be able to stop by. We're coming right back. 93 WIBC.
Maybe.
Hey, good morning. Welcome back. Pat Sullivan along with Denny Smith, Terry Stacy, Allison Lemons. We are here at Allisonville Home and Garden in Fishers to celebrate the start of fall. Now, our Pumpkin Town trains are running here today. I'm not sure if there's any tickets left. Allison, can you check that?
Do they start at noon? They start at 10. What time do they
I think
start?
they start at 9:55.
9:50. Oh, I see one of the engines, and it is the black engine going up.
Yep. So if you're interested in that, we'll talk about that. But we also we started our nursery clearance. So 25% off trees, shrubs, perennials are buy one, get one free. So that's at all of our locations. I know
Good to see you. Hi, Jack.
Keystone, there's Jack.
Wait.
So we're going to talk to
Hey,
Jack.
and I did see some great stock out
best
there.
around.
The weeping redbud is a dynamite little tree. I don't know how they do that. Is that a splice tree where they cut it?
Probably
and-
grafted. I'm
grafted?
not really sure, but we're going to visit with both Jacques and Jack. Jack's running around because Pumpkin Town is going to start. So Jack there's a lot of switches to turn. There's a lot of animation, a lot of music to start, a lot of gates to close. It's a pretty big production.
I was curious about the donuts.
Yes.
So you're making for the first time, you're making homemade donuts here.
Yes. I wouldn't call them homemade. It's a commercial donut maker.
Oh, well,
I would say they're
I would
homemade.
say that's kind of, I mean, you have to make a batter, right? You have to make a
Yep.
batter.
Chef Rachel makes the dough.
Yep.
And then we have an employee put it in the donut maker.
Yeah, you put it in the donut and
it's homemade.
it squirts it. It's an automatic machine. It goes
We'll have Terry check it
goes
out.
down in the
Would like
oil,
to
and
see
then
it.
it floats along, and
Down
then
a river?
Then this ramp, a ramp goes up on this ramp, and it flips it over. It flips the donut over,
Wow.
and then it goes
So
up.
it boils the other side.
Yep.
I would love to have one
Now
Hey.
I know why donuts are so fattening, though.
because of what they're,
Yeah, they're really good.
deep
We're going to
fried.
get some. They were when I was over there earlier in Pumpkin Town. They were heating up the oil.
There
Hey.
are some tickets available for the evening.
Oh, tonight. Okay.
7:45 and on. Yeah.
You know what? I will tell you, it's a fun at night. It's really cool.
It is cool.
Especially if you have like, I would say middle school
Yes.
kids
Yep.
would be perfect. And so you get there and then like last night, I think the last people left like at 10.
Okay.
So you'd still get a couple hours. So when you get
Yeah.
to Pumpkin Town, there's games. We have a new game called Pork Chop Speedway.
Pork Chop Speedway.
Pork Chop Speedway.
What does that involve? Pork?
Well, no, you there's these little pigs, and each person that comes up, they pick their pig.
Oh, it's like a dachshund race.
Yep, and then they put the pig on the racetrack, and they pull up this thing, and they go.
I didn't know that's what we were.
They're
that
not
it was
real
called.
pigs,
Hey, I just looked up the
and
best.
they kind of waddle.
Wouldn't-
They waddle
Yeah.
their
We-
way.
Wouldn't real pigs be kind of fun?
You would be
It
upset.
would be.
Oh,
You would
not
be
that,
upset.
No, now listen, there are some that are bred to be racers.
How about putting some of this lip plumper on the pigs? Because I just
they're
found the
tiny
8
pigs.
best
It's when
lip
they're
plumpers
tiny.
for 2024. This is serious stuff, Pat.
Are you still looking
I
at
don't
them?
My
understand.
lips are on fire, woman. What did you
Pat's
do to me?
Already over this.
He's
I just feel like I kissed a blowtorch. Man, this is hot.
He's wanting to buy some.
I'm not wanting to buy some. I'm wanting to sue you.
On
He wants the
Amazon.
best of the best.
Anyway, so
While
the
we were
pig
talking
racing-
about pigs and
Yeah.
Pork Chop Speedway,
Right.
So there's lots of games, but I also saw a commercial from the Indiana Pork Association,
Yeah.
Okay.
and
Oh no. Is this going to make me sad?
no, it's just
What are you
they're
saying?
farmers, so they like they show these
Beautiful pig.
beautiful little baby pigs
Yeah.
run around and pigs, and then they talk about delivering the most delicious pork
Oh.
to your table.
That's Jeanette Merritt's organization. I trust
I
Jeanette
know.
Merritt.
I don't know if you want to see.
And Rusty and all the
Oh.
kids.
It is what it is, right? I mean,
I know.
it happens to them. Their life is ended, in about 6 months or so? I mean, they don't have a long life, I
Yeah.
don't think. But I love pork.
I do too.
I wonder
and
if
I'm-
you could put this stuff on a pork and
So
make
it's-
him bigger.
I can't
This
be
lip
both.
plumper.
I don't know. But okay. Well, anyway,
Yeah.
you're not using real pigs,
No, these are little. They're just little
animated pigs.
animated pigs, and you have the little kids, and then there's a podium, and first, second, and third get
Yeah.
put on the podium. Pork Chop Speedway.
Today is German Fest at the Athenaeum. Have you
Oh, it
ever
is?
done
It
that one?
is.
It's so much fun. And what has become so big, in fact, so big that they got big screens that they've added to the event, are the wiener dog races.
Oh, really?
Oh,
And
yeah.
they've gotten
Makes sense.
huge. And so it's gotten so big. We have a lot of wieners in this town. And they've gotten so big that they have bought these big, giant television screens or big screens so that people, because it's so massive, that people can watch them from where they are.
Are they betting on the races?
No.
No
and
betting.
it really is just for fun. I mean, you bring your dog and it comes, it puts it in a little box, and then the box thing races much probably like you're racing pigs.
Yeah.
And they go, and then you've got one of the owners or somebody down
other
at the
side.
end that's calling them, come on, let's go. And they, wieners, they kind of dawdle around sometimes and kind of,
Distracted.
get distracted. And then eventually somebody takes off running, and then they all run behind. And it's so much fun to watch. And they've become huge, these races at some of these German Fest, Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
And today's is the Athenaeum.
So
and it's
where's the
big.
Athenaeum at? Is that
It's right there, kind of near
By
that
the-
Mass Avenue area.
is it the same building? It's not the same building as
With the old
Rathskeller,
YMCA.
is it?
Yes, it's the
It is,
Rathskeller,
okay.
right.
It's across from the Scottish Rite. You
Okay.
know where that is.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a big one today for a lot of you I know that are going.
I used to
and-
take gymnastics there when I was a child.
No way.
I
We
bet
used to-
you did. Everybody did.
We would throw a medicine ball at each other.
Did you know that one of the world's most prevalent languages before World War I was German? It was the second most prevalent language, but then World War I, everybody was down on
we put a
German.
stop to that.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
So now it's French, and now it's Spanish,
Yeah.
and Germans are fourth.
But that particular area
Yeah.
was where that
All the
was a
German
German
immigrants.
neighborhood. All
That's
the
right.
immigrants
Yeah.
were in that area, and that Athenaeum building, that foundation, and the
Yeah.
old YMCA, and there's a great coffee shop in there now. All very historic.
Yep. So that's where. And you know why I have that stuck in my head? You know how you do as a kid. So on Halloween, so that'd be Halloween like 1967. We were at gymnastics when we should have been out trick or treating.
I
just
can't
could
imagine you
not
doing
believe
gymnastics.
right?
My mother.
So you did floor
Taking-
exercise?
Saying you're going to gymnastics.
Yeah.
No Halloween for you.
So
Well,
what?
I mean, we eventually got home, but it's like, I need to get my costume on. I'm sitting there throwing a medicine ball at somebody.
Which I didn't know was gymnastics really, but maybe.
Whatever.
Gymnastics
I can
for
see you doing.
beginners.
Yeah, you did the hula hoop, didn't you?
Whatever.
The Dachshund races, by the way, start at 1:00 and they go 1, 2, 3, and 4:30. So
Really?
we may be able to catch one downtown later.
Oh yeah, it's a big event. I mean, there's people have been waiting for German Fest here for weeks.
All these young
So
ladies
excited.
are going by.
I love
and my
German
lips are
beer,
so
I can
swollen.
tell you that.
German Durst games, is that what they're called? Where you're hoisting things and you're drinking things, and
Remember, like, is there a
Don't get
contest
that
where
big.
you have to hold so many?
that's it.
Yeah,
And
was that
run
it?
The
all
Stein-holding
Stein-holding
competition. That starts at 4:00. That'll be funny.
Well,
You know-
she's got the website up. Anything else we're missing?
You know, and if you need waterproof floors, if you
Sausage
drop
eating
one,
competition.
EF Marburger, that's your company.
Sausage. Now, see, that sounds dangerous.
A
I mean, it's just like a hot dog eating contest.
Well, that's true. I just think of a
There's
sausage,
no
something you're going
bun.
to choke on.
yeah, like a hot.
You know, my son Andrew and his girlfriend Lauren and their friends, they go to Oktoberfest in Munich almost every year.
That is so fun.
Wow.
They love it.
I bet
I mean,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
it is,
really
it is.
authentic.
It really is. It is crazy. All right. 239-9393. We are here at Allisonville Home and Garden. Coming right back,
With
93.
In the Weeds.
Coming
Oh,
right
yeah.
back with the unsponsored segment.
No, it's sponsored. EF Marburger
I'm
sponsored.
pretty sure they canceled.
No, they didn't.
In the Weeds is coming up, 93 WIBC.
Green Acres is the place to
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the segment that
It's sponsored
surprises us all is sponsored by EF Marburger,
God bless.
Denny Smith, and In the Weeds.
Woo!
now. This week we heard about all the destruction that Helene had brought to the middle part of the Atlantic coast, and we saw this devastation in North Carolina, Tennessee. It was just awful. And I got really upset with our federal government because they couldn't find their ass in a well-lit room
don't
to
say
get.
that
Now
word.
listen, I saw somebody come in with Linksys. You know what Linksys is, or I'm sorry, Starlink. It's from
Elon.
You can put it anywhere, and you can bring people connectivity. They wouldn't let him go in. They wouldn't let him go in. They wouldn't let people bring in food because they wanted the federal government to bring in everything.
Did you verify that?
Yeah.
That wasn't a...
Absolutely. So I started thinking about, okay, what is Starlink? And Starlink is an incredible thing. To leave Earth's orbit, you know, we think about these big rocket ships that take us way up. But all around the world are like 5,000 different satellites, and they're in different orbits. And the orbits can be what they call geosynchronous, Pat, which means they stay at the same place, at the same, like right above us all
They're
the
like
time, all the way.
herbaceous.
Herbaceous perennials, that's right. There's what they call low Earth orbits, and those are at a specific height, maybe between 100 miles and 200 miles. Well, here's the thing.
Are those the ones we can see?
Those are the ones you can see,
Yeah.
exactly. And they stay, you know, they're right above you is really where they are. But when the low Earth elements, when they go by in about 3 to 5 minutes because they're going at 5 miles a second. Now you say, why do they go at 5 miles a second? Because if they go at 6 miles a second or 7 miles a second, they get out of Earth's orbit, They get the slingshot effect, and they're headed to the moon or to Jupiter or to the sun.
Ooh, and then all of a sudden, there's good cell service.
Oh, there's good cell service.
Saturn.
Takes 90 minutes to go all around the world, 24,000 miles. At 100 miles above the Earth, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Gravity is 95% as strong. So everybody thinks that they're floating up there, but no, they're really just falling, but there's only 5% deviance in the gravity. At 200 miles above Earth, gravity is 90% as strong. But here's the thing. The typical spy satellites, which we think everybody's looking at us, they're in low Earth orbit because why? They need to focus. They got to get closer to us.
Yeah.
You know,
But-
I shower in a swimsuit now.
Do you shower in swim? Look, anyway, LOE, if you hear LOE, that means that they're in low Earth orbit, and that's where all the spy
All right,
satellites
can I
are.
ask some questions? Because most of this makes no sense to me. So Starlink, when there's trouble in the world, Elon Musk company they'll deploy Starlink.
Those are called middle orbit
So
rotation.
is he putting those in one area?
No. It's just like GPS. GPS, the whole idea is that you want the GPS high. That's called middle orbit earthing. But at middle orbit, which is maybe 1,000 miles or so, it means that you can get 3 different satellites so you can coordinate exactly where you are. It's all mathematics. Every one of your GPS receivers.
That.
No,
Well-
your phone has a GPS receiver,
Sure.
and it's looking at 3 different satellites, and it does the trigonometry, and it tells somebody exactly where you are.
So, but Elon Musk's company is putting these up to help the folks in North Carolina and the other hard.
He's had them up.
areas.
This is an extra. Like these are extra ones
So
that
they're-
are going up, right?
No,
these are
the receivers that are like that
are already out there?
They're like routers. They're like big routers that you can put on the ground that gets the signal from way up high.
Does Elon do you text Elon? He gives you the password, or I mean, how does that work?
Well, he opens it up. Yes, there's connectivity, passwords, and all that, hexadecimal that you got to get through. But out of the graciousness of his heart, he made these available to all these communities, and he's bringing in hundreds of them. He brings them in on his own helicopter, and that's where the rubber hit the road. They didn't want helicopters flying into these places, but he was bringing them connectivity. But anyway, onward and upward. He brings them in, and he gives them free connectivity. That's what they need.
Are your lips burning again?
My throat's burning. I think it went down my throat.
Yep.
All right.
We
So
could actually
here's the
swallow
thing. All of the spy satellites, this is sort of cool. All these spy satellites that cost us $1 bajillion to put up there. Our government is so frugal. Do you know what they're using now? They're using drones. Drones can get down lower, but they get about 65,000 feet above the Earth instead of 200 miles, which is what the spy satellites are. So they get better acuity, they get better shots, and unless the bad guys see them and shoot them down, they're a lot cheaper to run. So all of our spy satellites are really drones right now.
What I'm thinking right now is there's a lot of stuff up there.
Oh my gosh.
There must be stuff flying everywhere, plus all of the trash and stuff that's what they call space
You
junk.
know what I was thinking when Denny was doing that? Wonder what I should get Beth for Christmas.
I was thinking about donuts, but I only
Don't
drifted
get her
for a
this
minute.
lip plumper. My gosh.
I was thinking about an article that our boss, Matt Hiblin, sent me this week about how to be a better producer. And one of the points was to make sure you look engaged with the host so they're not self-conscious. And I couldn't do it.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love you, Alice. There's no
I
filter
tried,
there.
I
You've been
tried.
around
I
Hammer
tried.
too long. All right, so here's how.
Oh, there's more.
One more.
More.
This is how GPS works. And I interviewed a physics professor by the name of Richard Muller a long time ago, and he told me how GPS works. We need 3 GPS satellites. So imagine if I told you
We'll
that.
call them Curly, Mo, and Larry.
Imagine if I told you that I am in a U.S. city 900 miles from New Orleans, 800 miles from New York City, and 2,200 miles from San Francisco. So how would you find me? You'd do a little compass. You'd make a circle around San Francisco, 2,200 miles out. Same thing for New York, 900 miles out. And same thing for New Orleans, 800 miles out. And wherever those concentric circles hit, that's where you are. I was in Chicago. But that's how they do it from the satellites. They're 22,000 miles up there. It's amazing. Amazing. Anyway, that's in the weeds, and that is definitely
That
in the
is
weeds.
in the weeds.
And
That
all
was-
that because I got upset because they wouldn't let Elon Musk bring in the Starlink satellites for these poor people. And I went down the rabbit hole on that one, Pat.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun,
That's all right.
dun, dun.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
All right.
Great job, Denny.
When we
Great
come
job,
back,
Denny.
No,
That was
no.
really good.
Don't encourage.
It's over. Just
You need
you wanted to learn physics. I never took a physics lesson in
All
my
right.
life.
eat.
you didn't take physics in high school.
Bring it down to my level. All right, next time. I have to be able to understand this. All I heard was the government wouldn't let Elon Musk in.
Yeah, and
which is always a mistake. I won't even get in a car with Elon because you never know when you're going to be in space.
he's a really smart guy, but he hires really smart people.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. All right, we need a break.
Yeah, no kidding. 239-9393. If anyone's still listening, we're going to be we'll be coming right back. We're here at Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan and Fisher's 93 WIBC. Hey, good morning. Welcome back. Hopefully you're just joining us.
That was a rough first
and you
hour.
didn't have to listen to In the Weeds.
Oh, come on. You learned something from that.
I mean, he stayed true. It was in the weeds.
I learned that if you continue on like that, that segment will be no more.
Wow. That's quite the threat.
Yeah.
You got to get better.
Kind of bossy, isn't he?
Yeah.
First of all, this woman
way it
scorches
runs.
my lips off, and now you're threatening me with my job.
Not your job. I'm just saying.
You want me to be
All
the
right, you know
show
what?
nerd. I am the show nerd. I'm nerdifying here.
Okay. So you've come up with some really good In the Weeds, and we all enjoy them. What you did there,
It's because my lips were on fire.
you literally set back science possibly 25 years.
This lady over here from B Window.
Oh, yeah, I was going to mention.
She thinks I'm blowing her a kiss. I'm trying to cool my lips off, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Yeah, B Window, you can come in and sign up, and then you get a free pumpkin. No?
No.
I don't know what you get.
Something is, well, when you get here, you'll find
We'll
out.
find out. You know what? If you go to Pumpkin Town and you see these big wide doors that fold all the way back and kind of it makes the Pumpkin Town building just kind of spill out into Pumpkin Town, those are B Window.
Oh,
They're
sure.
The bifold patio
bifold doors. They can put up to 54 feet wide.
That's a heck of a header.
That's a lot of folding doors. Hey, can you shut the back door? It's like,
It's like the gymnasium when they close it off and make it into two gymnasiums.
Yeah.
Those great big doors.
Yep. Okay, so I had something very important to tell you guys.
And you forgot.
No, I'm going to tell you right now.
What is it?
You're
So
retiring.
we are here at Allisonville, and we're in the greenhouse.
Yep.
So what I want to tell you is,
Everything's free?
nope, it's not that. It's going to tell you this vent is broken, and it's going to start really roasting in here.
Oh.
So you all need to hydrate.
Okay.
Why did you put us here then?
Well, I forgot. I
Till just
forgot that it
now?
was broken.
And you
and
make fun of my in the
Well,
weeds.
when Denny was doing In the Weeds, I start what I always did
Yeah.
in school. I start daydreaming.
Sure.
And I'm just kind of looking. I'm looking up, and it's like, oh,
Uh-oh.
boy, that vent is broken. So,
Okay. Well, we've got doors open, so we'll be all
It's a
right.
nice day today.
Sullivan.
It's maybe set. Well, it's 80, isn't it? Can be about 80 by the time we leave out of here.
yeah,
Oh,
We should be warm.
yeah. Okay, he thinks he can open. Oh, maybe this one opens. Maybe the other one's broken. Anyways, I had a chance to MC the Right to Life dinner, and the speaker was Gary Varvel.
Oh, he's awesome.
Yeah, he was really good.
Gary Varvel, artist for sure, but
We have
I
to-
don't know what is he class? Is he a
He's a
political
cartoonist,
cartoonist?
Yeah,
Just a
he
cartoonist
makes you
in
think.
general.
He makes you cry.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Great.
So I auctioned off this thing. Someone paid like $1,000, and then he actually did a caricature of him during dinner.
That's cool.
It was
I
really
love
cool.
those.
Yeah, and then he put it up on the screen and showed him how to do it. All right, hour number 2 is coming up right here on 93 WIBC.
Well, some folks say that grown-up men are still just little boys, that really the only difference is the price of our toys. We go for macho symbols like guns and running shoes, pickup trucks, hunting ducks, and power tools, power tools, power tools.
Well, the Home and Garden show is celebrating the great month of October. So we're not going to call it Oktoberfest, but it is a great place to come to see Pumpkin Town. And the kids are already boarding the trains. Got one engine that you might have seen these engines before going to see Santa Claus. But now they're out here and they're going to Pumpkin Town. They go through a little bit of animatronics. They've got some decent areas for them to see birds.
You mean a
and-
little bit?
Well, it's really
like
pretty cool.
We have a circus.
Look,
we have a bakery.
I'm covering for you, son. Don't be yelling at me because I'm doing your job. Anyway, we're at Allisonville Road, 11405 Allisonville Road. Come on over here. It's and the mums are out, the trees. I tell you what, if you want to plant a tree, this is a great time to be planting trees. And Pat, how much are the trees off?
They're 25% off.
25% off. And I saw a weeping red bud that I really liked. Also saw some hydrangeas limelight hydrangeas that are just gorgeous. So,
and joining us on our program is Jacques Schindler, who is our landscape expert here at Allisonville. Hi, Jacques.
Good morning.
Jacques,
morning.
it's looking good out there, boss. It's looking really good.
This is Jacques' time of year. He loves the fall, and he can't understand why more people don't want to plant, right?
That is correct.
Because everyone's all fired up in the spring. So why is it better to plant in the fall?
There are a couple of reasons why it's so good to plant in the fall. And one of the reasons is obviously it's getting cooler. So when you plant in the fall, the trees and shrubs that you put in the ground, much less stress on them because the temperatures have cooled. The nights are getting longer and the nighttime temperatures are cooler. So it's such a great time to plant in the fall. And another reason is that in the fall, our soil temperatures remains warm. And that is crucial for root development of the plant. So the plants will root very well in the fall so that if we do...
Without the stress.
Without the stress. So you're going to get a lot of root growth in the fall. You won't see much top growth, but the roots are really reaching out into that soil. And then if we do have a hot, dry summer, which we've had some last couple of summers of some really dry periods, those plants are better acclimated to withstand a drought.
Do we have to water them more or less in the fall? Is there a watering issue difference?
Well, it's always a good idea to water good in the fall. Give them a good drink of water.
I do think people tend to think, oh, it's
fall. I don't have to water.
We don't have to water.
Mm-mm.
That's not the case. The reason being is, remember, those roots are going to grow in that warm soil. The more water you give them, the more the roots will grow. And also, evergreens tend to need water going into the winter months. So I highly recommend that people water all their evergreens, like arborvitaes.
So what's
especially arborvitae?
So the arbs, the boxwood, holly is another one that really can get dried out.
Yes. So I recommend that folks water them through Thanksgiving if you can.
Yep.
And then in the middle of the winter, if we have some warm days up in the 40s and 50s, take a bucket of water out there and give them a drink of water. They'll appreciate that, and they'll withstand our winter temperatures better.
What about winds? There was a product that, I don't know if it was Jack or Jacques, I think it was you that told me that there's a product that you can spray on your arbs to keep the wind from really dehydrating them. What is that product?
It's called Wilt-Proof.
Wilt-Proof, there we go.
Yeah, and it's just a product you can spray on the evergreens, and it helps alleviate that desiccating winds in the winter, because evergreens, if they don't have enough moisture in the ground and we have a real cold winter without a lot of snow cover, that cold west wind really dries out the foliage. And that's why a lot of times in the spring on the west side of evergreens, you'll see that brown foliage is just due strictly to the drying winds.
When people have a whole strip of arborvitaes, they've got 7 or 8, they're all the same height, and, you know, the luck of the good Lord is one of them's going to die.
Right.
What are their options for the one that dies? What do you teach them? What do you tell them?
Well, you can either bury it or cremate it.
Yeah,
No, that's not quite what I meant. Donate it to science? I don't know.
Well, if it's dry on the, let's say just half of it's dry on the west side, the other side's green, you're going to have to dig it out because that side will never recover sufficiently and look good. Mm-hmm. The issue is, let's say it's they've been in the ground 5 years, you're not going to find one that tall, so it's going to look a little lost, but there's no other option. You just have to replant them.
Wow.
So the arbs arbs are shallow rooted, right?
Yes.
So that they're the ones that Denny, and maybe it's just because people tend to plant them in mass that there's 25 of them, and then you'll go by and half of them are
I know.
are dead.
I feel so bad for the folks, but
Hey, you know what? Who feel bad for? The nursery, because we have to replace them when people don't water them. It's like, and that's part of our gig. It's like we literally have arbs are like number one.
It is. I was just going to mention that. That is the number one plant we have to replace. And most plants, especially arbs, they can only go about 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks without any water. And then if we go that long, you need to go out there with a hose to hand water those plants. Don't rely on an irrigation system because that does not work. The water doesn't go deep enough.
The landscape manager here at Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan is Jacques, and Jacques teaching us about why arbs die. And Pat, what's the normal warranty? If you guys plant the arb, what's the warranty?
It's 2 years.
2 years.
And if you just buy it, it's 1 year.
And why don't you put it in your phone? You can put in all these reminders. Water the arb. Water the every 3 weeks.
If we plant a bunch of arb for somebody, we've been known to call them.
Call them and say,
and make sure, because it's a huge financial burden when somebody goes, oh, yeah, I got 25 of those from you and they all died. And it's like,
no.
They just died because you didn't water them.
Yeah,
that is the case.
But what do we say to them, Jacques? The customer's always right.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. We've replaced a lot of arbs this year. We went about 4 to 5 weeks without rainfall in this summer.
Oh, I'd have been calling them every one of them.
And it was tough. And we started getting phone calls after about the 3rd or 4th week. My plants aren't looking very good.
Yeah.
And it's just due to the lack of water. You just have to hand water those plants.
Jacques, we're joined by JMV. John is quite the gardener.
Yes.
Not really. Hey, John. You'll hang
How
with
we
us,
doing
Jacques,
today?
okay?
Hey, Denny, can we go back into the weeds again? Because I want to hear more of your James Bond stories. That was great.
Oh, my
You
God.
see,
What's
there
that?
are intelligent listeners wanting
Dude,
to know about geosynchronous orbiting.
John, was that not the worst bit of is that the worst thing you've ever heard on radio?
Well, it reminded me. I thought I was listening to somebody reenact The Man with a Golden Gun. You know, the James Bond film with Roger Moore.
Oh,
with
yeah.
Scaramanga. Remember, Scaramanga had 3 nipples. He was the bad guy.
I didn't remember that, but I remember
did not
GoldenEye.
either.
Remember GoldenEye? They had that.
Oh, I don't watch. I only watch the ones with Roger Moore. Seriously, I like
Okay.
Roger Moore. Even when he was
Purist.
broken
Purist.
down and old in the 80s. Yeah.
Yeah. So another busy weekend for you. You got the takeover
Speaking
tonight,
of-
and then are you doing the Culture Away, right?
Yeah, they're on the road in Jacksonville, speaking of broken down. So no Jonathan Taylor tomorrow. Have not won on the road in Jacksonville since 2014, one of those times in London in 2016. So
That is weird, man. That's
nice
like
to see them. And
crazy.
I would guess, I don't know if we've heard yet because I'm on my way to Greene County right now, so hopefully I don't lose the signal here. But I haven't heard whether or not Flacco took like all the first team snaps yesterday, and Richards has been eliminated. So I expect to see Flacco the starter, no Jonathan Taylor, and a game in which you'd like to see the Colts win coming up tomorrow.
What's wrong with
Get a lot of guys out.
What's wrong with Taylor, John?
High ankle sprain, mild is what they said, and he's going to miss this game. So going to have some rainfall in Jacksonville. That's going to be problematic. So I got that, and then Janvey takeover tonight, as usual, from 6 until midnight. But it's been a busy week. We've been all over the place.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say there's a lot of fans that are frustrated with Richardson, but it's really his rookie season, right? So it's like, how much frustration can there be?
Well, and he's going to start, Pat. He's going to start when healthy. But you can make an argument that Flacco oftentimes could be a better option right now because of his been there, done that experience. So that's kind of what we're dealing with, I would think.
Yeah. So did they bring Flacco in to help Richardson, or did they literally bring him in because we thought, hey, this is a good backup?
No, they brought him in because at some point you're going to need a backup with Richardson, as we found out last year. You have to have somebody that's competent. And Minshew was obviously competent last year, Flacco. And, shout out to Sam Ellinger, but, we've seen that movie before, so that's not going to work. They want to be able to win when inevitably Richardson misses some time, which, I would say he missed in the second half. And Flacco played well last week, and I would bet. We'll see. I could be wrong about it, but there's a lot. Like, Braden Smith on the offensive line played well and did practice a lot last week. I don't think that Richardson could play well without practicing a lot this week, which he did. So my expectation is Flacco. But you know what? I'd rather hear what Jock had to say about watering and stuff. Seriously. Because I don't water anything.
Okay, and Jacques actually is a huge sports fan. So
I love Jacques.
Right.
I love the name Jacques. Is it like
Thank
Jacques, J-O-C-K, or J-A-C-Q-U-E?
no, it's
No.
Jacques Cousteau.
Yeah. Jacqueus.
We actually went to high school. We both went to Bishop Chittard together.
You know,
So-
he's like the second. Let me think. There's 3 Jacques I know. There's Jacques that just told us how to water our stuff. There's Black Jacques Chirac, I believe, was a bad guy in a Bugs Bunny cartoon. Remember that? Black Jacques Chirac. And then
Okay.
there's the famous Jock Ewing. But Jock Ewing from the Dallas.
Oh, the
That's
Dallas
right.
series. That's
Yeah.
right.
Long time
Oh,
ago.
Jock
But
Ewing. He's
that's-
my favorite.
But how
he had
did
the
they
greatest
spell
quote.
it? It
He
doesn't
had the greatest
count if
quote.
they spell it J-O-X.
Yeah, they
it
spelled
does.
it J-O-C-K.
It does. Look,
Okay.
we're in the state of Indiana, Pat. All right, we're not in the East.
All right.
We're not French or anything like that. We're the Jock Strap, Jock Ewing. It counts. Okay.
There you go.
Wow.
All right. Actually, Jacques, are you of French descent?
I don't know. My last name is German.
So your
Oh,
parents just liked,
I guess they did.
or maybe you were a fling.
Could be. I think so, because my
Yeah.
dad was in World War II.
Huh.
That explains. You know, there's the Maginot Line between France and Germany. That's where the French all learned to draw all these permanent installations. And then
Is Jacques'
when the
last
Germans came
name
across, they just went around it.
Jacques Depardieu. Is that your last name, Jacques Depardieu?
It's Schindler.
Schindler.
As
Like
in the
in
list.
Schindler's List,
It's
right?
in the list. Yeah, he's got a list.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah. All right. Now, see, thank you, John, because Denny was going down a rabbit hole again. I could feel it
I love
with
it,
an
yeah.
extension of In the Weeds. So thank you for pulling us out of that before we got too
gonna
far
have
down.
I was going to have the producer
John,
play like
Pat-
the James Bond theme for me coming on here because I was so interested in Denny's stuff.
Here's the thing. I'm working with a guy who,
The Golden Gun. It did.
John, Pat Sullivan has no intellectual curiosity at all.
No.
It's a retail curiosity, but no intellectual curiosity. So when you go off in the weeds about history, physics, mathematics, anything, he just glazes over like a donut.
You just don't need that stuff.
You don't need that stuff.
Yeah, I could tell you lost him right after you started
Yeah.
talking about
He bored me to
how
death.
it's kind of like Google Maps. Is that what you said or what? I forget.
Hey, let me do another one for you. Pat, did you know that Flacco's mom is 13 weeks older than Jonathan's mother?
Jonathan.
No, it's Anthony Richardson's
What do we-
mom.
Anthony Richardson. I got that wrong. I'm very sorry. Anthony Richardson's mother is younger than Flacco, and he was really humble at the mic when he brought that up. Yeah, see, that's in the
Yeah.
weeds, Pat.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
If I'd have got the name right.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we didn't.
That too.
That's like talking sports with Jacques.
Jacques Schindler.
Yeah, Jacques Schindler knows nothing about sports.
Yeah.
Do you follow any sports, Jacques?
Colts,
I got a question.
Pacers. Yeah.
I say this all the time, guys. I say herbaceous, and I have no damn idea what that means. What's it mean? Herbaceous.
An herbaceous
Leafy.
Leafy.
Weepy?
There you go.
Herbs have leaves.
Yeah,
herbaceous.
herbaceous.
Hey,
All right,
Denny. Hey, Denny,
Yeah.
is marijuana herbaceous?
Probably.
Ask Jacques.
Now let's see. Wait a minute. That's
Hey,
cannabis
Jacques.
sativa.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
sorry.
hey, Jock, if I put eggshells
sir.
on my marijuana, do they grow better?
Of course.
Because of
The
calcium.
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 Grind them. Don't just break them up. Grind them
right.
up into a powder, buddy.
Yeah.
I love Jock. We got to have Jock on more. Jock's fun.
Yeah, Jacques is fun. Hey, John, I want to tell you something that happened to me at an auction on Thursday night. I bid and I bought I think some like 4 tickets to the Pacer game in the Mayor's Suite. So that's kind of cool, right?
Wow. You and
Okay, wait a minute.
You and Mayor Joe?
Yeah, but here's the story that they told me after I bought this. There's no drinking in the Mayor's Suite.
I bet you that rule's been no, I'm just joking. I better not say a word.
Yeah.
Don't get me to say a word. You know,
No.
I'll be honest with you, and this is me. This is just me with Joe Hogshead. He's never done anything at all except this one thing. When we did the the Oscar Robertson thing that's down in our building last
Yeah.
year before the All-Star. He came over and he said hello to me, and he shook my hand, and he looked over my shoulder at somebody else that he would rather see.
Oh boy.
I don't like
Yeah.
that. You know, and I know probably most politicians do it. You know, they're
Yeah.
all, and I mean absolutely all of them. So this has got no lean either way here. I promise you that. But
Yeah.
I'm just thinking,
Denny
if you're
does
gonna
say.
be-
Well, wait a
if you're
minute.
gonna be a good one and be genuine. When you shake somebody's hand, look them in the eye, and at that moment act like, okay,
Exactly
you
right.
know, cool, all right, great. Or if you don't, it is cool. You don't have to shake their hand. I understand, but it was
How about-
very
how about-
politician-y, looking over
How about
the shoulder
Mayor-
at somebody else.
How about Mayor JMV? That's got a nice ring to it.
Could you imagine that?
Oh
Yeah.
no, I cannot. I'm sorry.
I'm giving it
I'm
tax break.
my
I'm
mind.
giving it. We're legalizing weed. I'm giving tax breaks to strip clubs. It's going to be all happening.
All right. Never mind. John will be listening tonight on B105.7 for the JMV takeover, and tomorrow
Yes.
the Colts. Now, you're not brought. You're doing any pregame tomorrow?
Oh yeah, 10 until noon tomorrow. Me and
Okay.
Bill Brooks and the Doorman. So
Okay.
it'll be a good time. No, hey, 3 games. They got 4 or 5 on the road, guys, and
I hear
the
that.
next 3 games are crucial because after these 3 games, this schedule midseason is going to get tough on them here. So you got to take advantage of these next 3, which includes the Titans and the Dolphins, along with the Jags tomorrow. So see what you can do, get a little something rolling here, and then get the tougher part of that schedule afterwards, and maybe you can find something. But yeah, 10 a.m. tomorrow. We'll do 6 until midnight tonight. It's always a pleasure, guys, man. I love being on with
All
you.
right.
Jacques, shout out to you. Great segment. Denny, keep doing Into the Weeds. Allison, you're awesome.
No.
Thanks for watching me and the fellas. Hammer and Nigel take drinks before we do shows in studio at 3 o'clock in the
Oh,
afternoon
boy.
every day.
All right, that's
Thank
enough.
you, guys.
All right.
And Terry, we love you. Terry, we love
All right. She's not listening to you. All right, John, we'll see you, man. Talk to you next
guys.
week. All right, JMV, and of course, Jacques will be listening. All right, Jacques, you sit right there. We're coming right back, 93 WIBC. Hey, good morning. Welcome back. Pat Sullivan, Denny Smith, Terry Stacy, Allison Lemons. We are here at Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan in Fishers. A little kickoff to fall segment we're doing. Jacques Schindler is here as well, and Jacques is our landscape expert. And Jacques, you have a call from Ron. Say good morning, Ron.
Good morning, Ron.
Good morning. Hey, good morning, guys. I'm getting ready to plant a dwarf Japanese maple in tribute of my brother. And I got some root stimulizers, bought all that, and I got some potting soil and a little bit of manure mix to mix in with the dirt that's already there. Is there anything else I should do besides water heavily?
Yeah, Ron, there's a product out there called Biotone, which I'm a huge advocate of. It's a great root stimulator. And I don't know if you were listening earlier, but you want to get your roots established in the fall. And that Biotone product, it's a granular that we use on all our landscape jobs. It stimulates roots to grow much quicker, and that's what you want in the fall, is that root establishment. In terms of, so I would use that. And in terms of your soil amendments, you only want to mix about 30% of the cow manure, peat, or whatever you have with 70% of the dirt that you dig out of the hole. You want to make a
Right.
nice mixture.
So tell everyone why that is.
If you use, let's say, you just dump all bags of topsoil into a planting hole, that soil is so porous, it holds so much water, and then the plant drowns.
And then also the roots don't want to.
Nobody works hard on that.
The roots can girdle. I mean, they literally can just go around in the soft soil.
Exactly. They love that
Oh,
beautiful topsoil, so they just grow in circles around. They don't reach out into the existing ground, which is crucial for the tree to
How
survive.
big? If he's got, like, let's say it's a 15-gallon pot. Say that's 18 inches across. How big do you make the hole?
I would dig the hole about 4 to 6 inches wider all the way around than the size of the root ball, and just as deep. You don't want to dig a hole deeper, because if you do and you have loose soil in the bottom, that the soil ball will sink and then the plant will be too low. So just dig the hole as deep
So
as the depth of the
more
container.
important to be wider than deeper.
Without a doubt.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, thanks. The only reason I bought the liquid is the weather forecast for this week is dry again. I thought maybe the liquid would work faster than maybe the granular, but okay.
All right. Hey, thank you, Ron. Appreciate. Oh, green side up.
Jock, did you just cut him
Let me
off?
put the green side up.
Jock's first time on
A lot
television
of times
or
it's
radio
real
with us.
common,
He's cutting
people-
off the callers.
People
Green
can,
side down. You need green side up.
green side up because
Yeah.
a lot of times people will plant shrubs upside down.
Yeah.
George Faber joins us on the program. George, I am looking right now at your staff member.
Hardest working woman on the northeast side.
That's right. She is great. She's reorganized all our shelves. She's dusting.
She's
It's
trying to give
Maryland.
away a $54,000 home improvement giveaway. That's what she's trying to do.
How you doing, George?
Yeah, I'm good, Pat, Nenny, and Terry. We try to do a good job and answers people's questions if they're interested in windows when you come by. And are you out in the building there where we got the bifold doors?
No, but we were talking about them earlier. We are actually in the greenhouse, but in Pumpkin Town, we were mentioning that earlier that we have those, and this is the perfect day. We fold all those doors back. I think we have two 16-foot openings, maybe, and then a 9-foot, something like that. So we just fold those all the way back.
It's
and
beautiful
kind
back
of
there.
brings the outside in.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fantastic, and we're selling quite a few of them. People have beautiful backyards, pool, and they want to open it up totally. And those doors being able to fold back and give you a complete opening are really nice. And we've got a promo going on, Pat, for October. We're on our Infinity by Marvin windows and doors, which that product you have with the bifolds is an Infinity product. And we've got $400 off on all of our windows and $250 off on our patio doors. That would include the sliding patio doors, the swing doors, and then the bifold doors. There's a full $250. And one of the nice things about the Infinity is Infinity's got a lifetime warranty on their product, which is different than some of the other major competitors with Anderson or Pella. They don't have lifetime warranties, and Marvin does. And then we put a lifetime warranty on our installation so that if there's ever anything that goes wrong in any way with the windows or the doors, that it's fully covered. And, going into the winter here where it's going to start to get cold, that I-89 glass that we have, which is just super energy efficient, can save a lot of money because as these fuel bills continue to go up,
Yeah,
the payback on more efficient windows and doors is huge.
What's the lead time on a job right now as far as windows? By the time you guys get out and measure and all that stuff,
We're typically somewhere in the 6 to 8 week time frame, and so it's really not that long. And most of the jobs we do, we're there for 1 to 2 days. And one of the nice things is everybody that you talk to in B Window is a shareholder. We're employee owned, and which is a great thing.
So a lot of people also, last question, don't think that you can get windows during the winter.
No, that's absolutely wrong, because what we do is we don't tear all the windows out in the house. We'll start in a bedroom and we'll close the bedroom off. A lot of times we tell people if you just shut the heat.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
It ended on that.
Wait a minute.
Shut
done. And so it works out really, really good, and we make sure we seal the house up. It's not very long that the window's out before the new window's put in.
You can do it anytime.
Well, you know what? So George and some of the guys, the employee owners there, may be spending Christmas with you. George, thanks for spending a little time with us. bwindow.com is the place to check it out. You can set up an appointment, but I would rather have you come right out here to Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan and Fishers, and you can sign up. Is it Marilyn? Marilyn, you can sign up with Marilyn.
Yay.
And here's what Marilyn's going to do. She's going to give you a free pie pumpkin.
That's nice.
If you're going to inquire with B Window.
Okay.
Yep. And then later I'm going to charge George for those. All right. We're coming right back with more 93 WIBC.
That's Faber's B Window. Trust me.
Well, Pumpkin Town is alive and well here at 114th and Allisonville Road.
So Pumpkin Town is alive and well here at...
Yeah.
Did you already start?
Yeah, you were busy doing business.
Sorry. Go ahead, Den. Finish up whatever you're doing there.
Allison Lemons, Terry Stacy, Jacques Schindler has joined us from Allisonville, and we're taking questions. If you got a herbaceous perennial question, pick up the phone, 239-9393. Jacques, your guy. What do you got, Pat?
You know what? We lost one, but we have Bruce joining us on the program. Hey, Bruce.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Several years ago, every week you talked about a product called Drain Care. And I'm over on the eastern part of the state, and I went to Richmond. I went to every shop, Walmart, Lowe's, Menards, trying to find it. It was not in the store, and nobody had ever heard of it. I want to know, do you still recommend that?
Yes.
Or
and
is there some other product that you would recommend?
There's a lot of products that kind of do the same type of thing. They changed the name to Drain Defense. So Drain Defense. But Denny, what are some of the other ones that, or how describe the item?
Tell him that you want a drain cleaner that introduces a biological substance that eats all the crud that's in the drain. You don't want a caustic chemical. You don't want muriatic acid. You don't want anything sulfuric, hydrochloric. You don't want anything
like that.
None of that stuff. You don't want anything acidic, and you don't want anything high alkaline. You want something that's going to eat out.
Look for a product that talks about getting rid of the buildup inside the pipes.
Exactly.
That's what you're after.
It's the food source for this bacteria culture that you're introducing. And many times it's a powder. Sometimes it's a liquid. But the key, George, is to put it in the last thing of the day. Just before you go to bed, that's when you want to put it in. And I always flush it down the toilet. I don't go through the kitchen sink or wherever it is. But what's stopped up? What has stopped up for you?
Well, just my bathroom sink drains. They're just running a little bit slow, and I just think there's soap and the buildup of sludge.
You need, I tell you what, there's a disposable product, costs about $2.98. And it's called a shark tooth, and it's real long. It's about 18 inches long. It's got little barbs on it. And I tell you what, if you will shove that down both of the lavatory drains, turn it around like 360 degrees a couple times, and pull it up, you'll get grossed out about everything that'll pull it out, but that will do more for you. Is it called shark tooth? I can't remember what it's called.
You know what? I don't know it's just like Jen said, it's like 18, 24 inches long. It has these little teeth on it, and they just grab the hairballs. And you know what? It is... Here's the thing. Makes a great stocking stuffer. That's what I have found.
It's a one use. Don't try to clean it. Just do your stuff, throw it away.
I'm a retailer and would love that, but I reuse mine all the time.
Do you know why you don't do it? Because unless you're wearing leather gloves, it will rip your skin right off. I mean, it will cut you.
I will take it, I pull the hairball out, and then I just walk in the shower.
But you've got hands like a buffalo, son. I
soap up and then kind of clean it up when I'm there.
Yeah.
239-9393.
For $2.87.
Jacques Schindler is our guest, and we're going to come right back. We went. Denny went a little long that last segment.
Oh yeah,
so
it's always done.
Coming right back, 93 WIBC. You know what's really weird, Terry? So Coldplay.
Yeah. Hey, did you see him on QVC?
Put your mic down.
Did you see him on QVC?
That's what I was just going to say. How weird was that?
My mom texted me and she said Coldplay's on QVC, and I thought, what in the world?
Coldplay was live on QVC for like 2.5 hours.
With the choir or singers behind him, and
I thought it was the strangest thing as far as like this is a superstar band that they were on QVC.
Wow, just performing? They're not selling anything?
They're selling their new album called Moon River or something.
But they're selling their album on QVC.
Yeah, which I guess
that's hilarious.
What's hilarious is how sad it is for these artists that, we used to all bought the albums, right? Everyone
Right.
with the album.
Right.
Well, now their music is kind
Streaming.
of free
Right.
and
Yeah.
it's streaming, but
Listen,
it's
they
like,
were selling albums like that. I mean, they were going
That's a
boom,
great
boom, boom.
idea.
we
Well,
like,
Keith Urban has done it before. Keith Urban, but he was selling his guitars. And that was the first time I'd ever seen a musician on. And it was Keith Urban I did the same thing. I'm like, what in the world?
I know Coldplay, the whole band was there.
I know.
It's like,
That's hilarious.
It was a concert
and we
on
were,
QVC.
and we were just flipping by. It's like, what is Chris Martin doing on?
I know.
Is he selling that scrubber? Little
I
scrubby?
mean, it was so unusual. And
really strange.
Clearly it worked, though. Everyone's talking about
listen,
it.
You can sell anything on QVC. I'm telling you, at any time of the night. I'm a
Including
buyer.
lip plumper.
Isn't it amazing that
Right.
it's still like a thing?
Because it's so simple and you trust them. And they sell some really cool
They
stuff,
do.
and you can do five easy payments and the whole thing.
And I will tell you, as a retailer, you might think, oh, I hate QVC, but no, QVC brings items that all of a sudden the awareness for that
That's it.
item. And then
Yeah.
when people see them in the store, they'll buy them in the store.
That's
So-
Particularly for, no, I don't know, but for sure, but Halloween, they've been doing Halloween for a couple of months now.
Right.
And I mean, they show you the coolest talking pumpkins
Yep.
and all of these things
Clowns
you
that
think
hang
I got to
from the
get one of
ceiling.
those.
Sure.
Jacques Schindler joins us, and Jacques is the landscape professional. Jacques. Now, I got a question about you. We went through the boxwood blight. Is that continued this year? Have you seen people complaining about the boxwood blight this year?
Well, they think it's boxwood blight, but it's not. A couple years ago, we had that real harsh winter right around Christmas Eve when the temperatures plummeted, including wind chill, 45 degrees, and we had no snow cover. Well, the plants did not have time to acclimate to those types of temperatures,
Oh.
and they burned a lot of boxwood.
I'll be darned.
Yep.
And it wasn't blight. It was just winter burn.
Matter of
Wow.
fact, last year I had looked at Purdue, and they had, at the time, they had gotten in like 120 samples to check, and only a small amount was blight. The rest of it was just winter kill. And so blight, you would actually see like some black kind of fungal type looking stuff rather than just a stick.
Stuff you can't spray Clorox on anyway.
That's right. And if you do have boxwood blight, the leaves defoliate within a few weeks. They turn brown and completely fall off. But if you remember back from the boxwood desiccation we had from the drying winds in the winter, they
It was
were all
just yellow-
brown.
yellow
They were
Just
brown,
yellow and
that's
brown,
right.
But the leaves didn't fall off. So there's a distinct difference between
Once-
winter burn and blight. And fortunately, there has not been a lot of boxwood blight in Indiana so far.
This is probably a stupid question. So
There
is
are
it
no
boxwood
stupid
blight? Is that a name of a disease, or is it only on a boxwood that gets this blight?
Actually, the name of a band.
No.
On QVC?
Yeah.
So we have an expert. We let Jacques answer this. What is blight?
Well, it's a disease that affects boxwood, and it's prevalent a lot on the East Coast, and so far hasn't gotten too far into the Midwest yet. But the good thing is they're coming out with some great new varieties that are resistant to boxwood blight
I love
called
this.
the New Gen Boxwood, and our stores carry them. And I think slowly but surely everyone's going to go to those newer boxwood and kind of phase out the varieties that are susceptible to boxwood
That's
blight.
amazing that they can invent stuff like
I
that.
know.
Create.
It's amazing with the genetics, and even now, there's boxwoods. A lot of times they just get too big. Like we need to
gosh.
pull out a bunch because they're too big.
Have you seen
Now
the real
they're
big, tall, conical
smaller-
ones? We got all sorts.
Yeah, there's smaller varieties that you can get. People really love, plants like a limelight hydrangea that 6 to 8 foot. Well, now there's little lime that'll stay 3 to 5 foot. So
Just because they created it.
Yep. They
Yeah.
Hey,
create
what about hydrangeas? Is it okay to trim them all now?
no,
I prefer to trim hydrangeas late March, early April.
Okay.
and it's too late if it's a macrophylla. You should have done that in August.
Yeah.
I have a fruit tree that is like leaking, and I tasted it, and it's just water.
It's lip
Wait a minute.
plumper.
So it's got a little bit of a.
Before Jacques answers, so you have a substance coming out of a tree.
I thought maybe it
and
was
you're-
sap.
and you're tasting it?
And your first thing to do is to lick it.
Well, I wanted to see if that was sap. And
No
then I could
wonder
make
your
syrup.
lips are skinny.
And
What if it was
wasn't.
a herbicide?
Well, where would it come from? I don't spray.
I don't
anything.
know. But I
it's
wouldn't
leaky.
go licking stuff that's coming out of a tree.
Well, is that bad that it's
If you're an
it seems
anteater,
like
it's
water.
fine. Are you an
No,
anteater?
it smells like water, tastes like water. So it's
Does that seem normal? It's a, what kind of a tree? It's a mulberry. And I just love it because it feeds the animals, and I like mulberries.
It could be just sap running out of the tree, or maybe it was damaged and there's sap from the inner part of the bark running down.
But it's okay. I don't need to do anything or worry about it.
I don't think so. If it gets worse, you may have to look at it, but if
it's dripping.
I think you need to see a psychiatrist.
That's what that's so funny you said that, because what I was going to say is, from Jacques' answer, I think what he's really saying is you need counseling.
You need counseling. You're licking a tree?
I'm not actually like going up and licking a tree.
You do know that dogs pee on trees,
it's
right?
It's up high.
Yeah,
it's
okay, you saw this big brindle that was 6 foot tall dog that came in here.
Oh my gosh, you know what happened 2 days ago, and I'm fine.
All right, we're going to talk to Dave is joining us on the program. Hi, Dave.
David?
And reseeded, yes. I just aerated and reseeded my yard. And my next question is what do I put on top of that? Should I starter fertilizer or the winterizer?
Well, you know what? Jacques, I think you'd agree. The market fertilizer manufacturers want to make you think that, you need a fall fertilizer, but in truth, you need a lawn fertilizer. So and you want 2 applications, one in September, October, and then one in late November. So whatever is just plain lawn food, because none of them have phosphorus anymore unless it's a starter fertilizer. So it's really just nitrogen and potash.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So
thank
if
you.
you are, I guess I should follow that up with, if you are planting grass seed, then you should use a starter. Yeah, you should use a starter fertilizer, because you do want the phosphorus. So I kind of didn't, when I heard the aeration, I forgot that a lot of times grass seed goes with that. So you'll want to pick up a bag of starter fertilizer that'll have nitrogen, phosphorus, and potash. And that phosphorus is very important to new seedlings. Speaking of fertilizer, Jacques.
Yes.
Tell us when you should be fertilizing trees and shrubs in the fall. I think there's a lot of confusion.
There is. And fall is a great time to fertilize, especially trees, because as we talked about earlier, the soil temperatures are warm in the fall. So if you apply fertilizer on those tree roots, they're going to uptake it through their systems, so they're ready to go in the spring. So fall is the best time to fertilize trees. I would say wait till the leaves fall off. So we're talking probably early November. My go-to fertilizer is Tree Tone, and it's put out by a company called Espoma. It's a great line of products. It's just my go-to fertilizer line. And they carry a wide width of products like Tree Tone, Plant Tone, Holly Tone, Evergreen Tone. So they have every fertilizer under the sun for any plant that you may have. So highly recommend fall for fertilization. So good for the trees and shrubs.
What if you're a type A personality and you want to get it done? Can people just go pick the leaves off a tree before they fertilize?
No.
Yeah, why? Well, why not? Because then it's going to go to sleep anyway. So if
small tree, you go out there and
I like you said it's going to go to sleep.
Yeah.
So if you need to go out there, you'll force to go to sleep quicker. So why not? Yeah. If you're that type of person that needs to get it down, I only have today to do it. Just that's
no
fine.
matter how old of the tree, should they all have a little fertilizer?
I think, yes. If they're a real mature tree that's been in the ground 20 years or so, probably not. But especially the newer trees that's been planted recently, I would always fertilize them in November.
Then do you? Then again in the we got just a few seconds. Again in the spring as well.
You can fertilize in the spring, but to me, the most important time to fertilize trees is in the fall.
There you go, Jacques. Thank you very much for spending a little time with us. We'll get to your calls. Our number 239-9393. Coming back with more from Allisonville Home and Garden, 93 WIBC.
Well, some folks say that grown-up men are still just little boys, that really the only difference is the price of our toys. We go for macho symbols like guns and running shoes, pickup trucks, hunting ducks, and power tools, power tools, power tools. Yeah, you just plug them in.
Hey, good morning. Welcome back. Hour number 3 of Saturday's Home and Garden program, brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. Water storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Today, we are here at my family store at Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan and Fishers. They have Pumpkin Town trains are going. I know there's still tickets for Pumpkin Town. Probably there's a few left for tonight, I think. But I think for daytime, if you look, it'll run through the 27th of October.
Okay.
Now, and we also have some open days. So if you have an organization and you want to just like rent out the whole thing for your company, we can do that as well.
It's so fun to watch the kids. The kids are all dressed up. Even the parents are dressed up.
Yeah.
And to see the little ones and what the popular costumes are. And there really is no rhyme or reason. You don't see anything that's like multiples of. But they are that's just brought me so much happiness watching these families all dressed up.
Yeah.
Your favorite costume when you were a kid? You remember?
No.
Oh, that's right. You were at the YMCA.
I was at the YMCA.
Doing your
ballet or
gymnastics.
something.
Doing gymnastics.
Jenny, do you have a favorite costume when you were a kid?
I love to be a pirate.
Oh, pirate.
A
That's a
pirate.
good one.
That is a
By
good
the way,
one.
do you know what the pirate's favorite letter is?
No.
R?
C. The C. Get it? The C.
The C.
Everybody says
That
R.
one threw me for a loop.
Boy,
I know.
nothing better than starting the hour off with a dad joke.
Terry, what was your favorite costume?
Hula girl.
Cute.
Hula girl. I was a hula girl. I was, I think, 1 year Castro. Although my mom said I was
Castro?
actually wearing
Like the
my
dictator?
my father's army coat, and
Oh.
and they put a mustache on me and had me hold a cigar. And I thought, wait, as I look back at the picture, I think, wait a minute,
A little problematic.
A little dictator.
What was I? What was
It was
that?
a different time.
It was a different time.
So I know that you'll probably be surprised. I didn't really like dressing up.
No, that doesn't
It
surprise
doesn't.
me.
I
It was old.
Like I would
velvet-
never go to an adult. Never
old-
have been.
Green
Yeah.
velvet velour elf costume ruined you forever.
Just not. Yeah, that's right, Denny. That's right. When I was a child and we were having trouble selling Christmas trees on Keystone, my mom made me and my brother velvet elf suits. Not elves. Yeah, elves. And we had to stand out on Keystone Avenue and wave at cars.
This explains a lot.
Doesn't it, though?
Yeah.
It really does. Were you a Allison? Were you a princess?
I was a Disney princess, yep, a couple times, but I think my favorite was actually I was a candy corn one year,
Oh, a candy
that's
corn.
good.
and
That's a
I had
good
like
one.
white go-go boots.
Oh, yeah, that's
and
good.
like a little, yeah,
Yeah, that's a good one.
yeah, it was fun.
Are we going to dress up for Halloween?
No.
Boy, take your time. You don't have to answer all at once.
I'll dress up with you, Denny.
Oh, no.
So the Big Egg Fest, I think it's the original, is going this weekend, and we have Scott, who is Bread Pudding Scott,
Yeah.
and then Bronco are down together. They are at
Together?
I think so. Hey, Scott.
Hey, Pat and crew. How's everybody? Greetings from sunny Atlanta, Georgia. We're at Cool Ray Stadium here at Lawrenceburg, and
Wow.
we're participating in the 50th anniversary of the Big Green Egg.
Oh, that's
my gosh,
awesome.
that's cool.
How many people are there, Scott? Do you have any idea?
They pre-sold 3,000 tickets and expecting to sell at least another 1,000 day of the event. This year they have 400 eggs fired up. They've got 250 grill teams here at Cool Ray Stadium, and they also have 25 countries represented at today's event.
Wow. That I wouldn't be there, but that would be so much fun.
So, what is the stadium? What sport is played in that stadium, Scott?
It's the minor league stadium for the Atlanta Braves, much like we have there at Victory Field, Pat.
Okay. So, is it actually like on the concourse or actually on the field?
All of the above. Not an inch of
Okay.
space is wasted here, Pat.
And they have a huge
Okay.
band in the middle playing all types of music, but they're not as good as Boogie Nights, Pat.
Okay.
Or my yellow rickshaw, you know? Just
Good to know. Good to know. All right. So, how do they do the? I think last year, Scott, you told me that the grill teams just bring their own food and they cook in the whole bit.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, they come in usually the day before and get set up. Some of them do some pre-cooking, prepping the night before. Others come super early in the morning, like 7, 8 o'clock, and get their eggs fired up. So, you know, we always used to think that we had a lot of smoke rolling there at Keystone Avenue for the Indy Egg Fest, but I'll tell you what, it's pretty incredible here.
So, how long? What's the hours for this thing?
Pat, the hours go from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Okay, that sounds familiar. I think that's what ours run as well.
And you're a team. You and Bronco, you and
No, they're just
Scott, you're
spectators.
You're spectators. You're just going down to enjoy the food.
Yeah.
That's
that
right,
sounds
Terry.
awesome.
So far, we've had chorizo breakfast egg tacos. We've had salmon mousse stuffed jalapenos wrapped in bacon. We've had Belgian cream puffs made by the team from New Haven, Indiana, sponsored by Leisure Distributing.
Ooh,
Oh.
that one sounds
Pat,
good.
does sound good.
Yeah.
I'm actually enjoying a lovely Bloody Mary.
If I
Cooked
were,
right on the egg.
if I worked for Sullivan,
Wow.
I'd have 2.
Wow. I didn't see that coming from Scott.
And
Well, you
Pat,
boys have a good time. Yeah, go ahead.
the highlight for Scott here was he got to meet the CEO of Big Green Egg and got a picture with him, and he was aware of Scott's bread pudding.
No way.
That's awesome.
No way. How much does it cost to get in the what's the cost to get in that Egg Fest?
I'm sorry?
How much did it cost to get in there?
Let's see, it's 75 day of. Last night's VIP, I believe, was 50.
There you go. Well, you boys have a good time and try to get back at a reasonable, time like Wednesday. Something like that. Something like that.
That is
Okay.
a dynamic duo right there.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they knew each other.
Well, Bronco drives a train.
At the Sullivan Express.
Oh, so they did. They've become good friends.
So they
Or
drove the
obviously-
train all the way down there?
I
I
don't
wonder
know.
if they did drive because they're right in the. hurricane
Oh, gosh.
destruction
don't
all
know.
the way down. I'm sure they flew. They probably flew down.
Yeah. Okay. You guys ready for take a couple calls? Or
We should.
We got
It's
time
the-
for one, I think.
one call, Denny says.
I'm just protecting Ethan back in the studio. The boy started to stutter.
Oh. That doesn't sound good.
I think they were calling for car talk.
Okay. Yeah, I would. I think I would. I think I would grease that.
For
yep.
sure.
I'd put
I
a
just
little-
buy new
Very
ones.
sick.
I would get a little grease. All right.
Now, you got to appreciate
Joshua
Allison.
joins us.
Drop of a hat, she comes with a line.
Hi, Joshua.
I think he wants to date
yeah.
you.
No.
Good morning,
Yeah,
everybody.
more lip
Joshua
gloss.
here. I cut grass for a living, and I'm calling briefly in an attempt to just raise some awareness of an issue that has happened recently in the state of Indiana over the past couple of years that has a direct connection to herbicide application to properties, residential properties, common area properties, etc. And if I may just briefly, one of the fallouts of these two bills that were passed, they were Indiana House Bill 1623 and also Senate Bill 216. But one of the fallouts, as we find out when laws are passed that wasn't considered when the laws were being written, it has to do with applicators no longer being required to set out flags in areas when they treat property. So, for example, a common area where there's a park or a mulch bed that might be in an actual playground, because a lot of times mulch is used in those areas. And the reason that this is a concern, at least to me, and the general public really isn't aware of this. As a matter of fact, the sponsors of both of these bills that I began contacting, none of them really understand this and is aware of this. And furthermore, the Indiana State Chemist Office, who regulates the licensing for these applicators in Indiana, doesn't understand the full fallout just yet. And they've been outstanding in communicating with me as I've been following up with them, as they always are. They're a really great group of people there. But the problem comes down to these products that are being put down. And if there's just two that I want to list. There are many that people can research if they want to. But one is an active ingredient called prodiamine, which is traditionally used as a pre-emergent in the spring in lawns. It is listed as a probable human carcinogen. It comes in the form of a granular product and can be sprayed. So now applicators can put that down in the early spring and not have to put a flag down. And so people walking throughout the community, walking their dogs, children, etc., could be exposed to this. And then another active ingredient is something called glyphosate, which is in Roundup.
Okay. Hey, we are right up against our clock there. So thank you for that information. And you would hope that reliable companies will still put up flags, but once we start going down the Roundup thing, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Okay. So, anyways, our number 239-9393. We're going to come right back. Hey, remember here at Allisonville in the Sullivan stores, we have 25% off trees and shrubs. Our perennials are buy one get one free. So we got a lot going on. And at Keystone, they are having the tent's coming down Tuesday, so they are having a floor model sale, 60% off.
And you can't tell they're models. They look brand new. I mean, you can't tell people have been sitting in them.
No, unless they're still there. All right, we're coming right back, 93 WIBC.
Well, the Home and Garden Show is up at Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan. It's 11405 North Allisonville Road, which is about 4 blocks north of E.F. Marburger, one of the sponsors for In the Weeds. Great ladies, great company. We had a listener call in, and he had to hang up. His name's Kevin, and Kevin's got some questions about fertilizer for grass. So I picked up my buddy, Jack. You know all ladies.
We all love Jack.
We love Jack.
Guess who's back? Back
Jack,
again.
Let's assume that
Jack is back.
Let's assume
Tell a friend.
Well, let's assume that it's normal grass. So we've got Jonathan Green, we've got Scott's. What's the basic thing we want to be doing for fertilizing grass right now?
Well, right now would be the third step in the 4-step program, I believe. Pat, would that be correct?
Pat can't hear you.
Yeah.
Yes, he can.
No, he can hear you, but he can't talk. Yeah, I think it is. We go for the third step.
Yeah, so this time of year, you're doing the, what is that third step?
Third step is heavy on fertilizer.
Pat's face.
and a little bit of herbicide. A little bit of herbicide.
All right, so what we're looking at, Jack,
So cute.
is fertilization.
Actually, you're talking to Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
Kevin called and left a message for us.
So what we want to do is, the main thing is fertilize in the fall, 2 applications. So what we tend to do is we put too much fertilizer on in the spring, and we do that because
we're stupid.
We're excited.
Yeah,
we're excited because
Did
spring
I say
is
stupid?
here.
Yeah.
You're excited, and and really it's all top growth, right? So the grass grows, and you mow, and then by the time fall rolls around,
Everything's
you're tired
going
of the
back
lawn,
down, yeah.
and so people don't put the fertilizer. So if you can get we like a application in September, so that would be right now, early October, and then again in late November. Great time to kill weeds as well. Does it need to be a special fertilizer? No, it needs to be a lawn fertilizer. So it doesn't matter whether it's a spring. I mean, lawn care companies, manufacturers want to make you think you need a special thing for everything. Look at the grass seed. I love Jonathan Green, and Scott's does the same thing. There's a fall grass seed. Yeah. What the hell's different than a fall grass seed? It's the same grass seed.
Yeah.
Well, we lit the torch on that one, Jack.
Or
fall.
Sun and shade is also ultra.
That's right. So fertilize in the fall. Kill your weeds.
And by the way, if you do come up to Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan and you need some house plants, Jack Phipps is your guy. And I'm about to beat up on him about this beautiful jade plant that I see in there that he's really proud of because
you've been waiting for quite a while.
My gosh, but it's so expensive. But anyway, Jack is the expert in here.
Expensive.
$459 for a house plant. My wife wouldn't let me in the house.
It's a very mature.
How big is it?
It's very mature. I don't know. It's in an 18-inch pot, but it's beautiful. It's just downright beautiful.
Yeah, it's just over your budget.
Hey, by the way, speaking of budget, I did find your Christmas present this year, and I've ordered it. It's supposed to be here mid-July. And if you give me so much as a bad word on air about what I got you for Christmas, I'm never going to buy you another Christmas present.
Never again.
Never again.
We can only hope.
We can only hope. Hey, Pat.
I want to be like your teenage kid. Could you just give me money?
Hey, here's somebody that always wants to help us, and that's Richard Michaelis. Pat, you want to welcome Richard Michaelis, our show sponsor, to the air with us?
Yes, Danny, I will.
Okay.
Hey, Richard, what's up?
Morning, guys. How are you?
I don't know. It's kind of been a rough. Sandpaper, right? Like this would be about
60 grit.
This would be about 40 grit sandpaper rough. You know what I'm saying?
Well, thanks for having me on this morning. I'd like to talk a little bit about the season right now, and generally we start focusing more on the crawl space, wet crawl spaces, and a lot of your listeners out there probably may not look in those crawl spaces very often. So This time of the year is a good time to do it, and we'd like to invite your listeners to contact us for a free inspection and kind of poke around in there and let them know, what's going on and how we can help if they need any help.
Richard, what's funny is I had a cousin who lives down in Alabama, and he happened to reach out to me and ask me he says, my crawl space has never, ever been wet, and all of a sudden it's wet. Do we have crawl spaces that have been traditionally dry, and now all of a sudden they're getting wet here in central Indiana?
Well, I think you're going to run into that when you get total saturation or, you get so much water that it's horizontally just seeping in. But if you don't get in there very often, you may not even know that. There's dry rot also. So my concerns would be with crawl spaces is moisture and probably fungal growth and insects. So, if we can treat them like a controlled environment, like our living space, that would be the best solution. But there's still a crawl space. So, Pat, I think you mentioned that with your encapsulation, dehumidification, and controlled environment, I mean, you could live down there, right? Or maybe sometimes you do.
It is. And I think, just to kind of tag on to about the water, I think that it's climate change.
Thanks a lot.
No, but I agree with you, Richard. Right. It's when people say, hey, I've never had water in the crawl space. Well, how often as we get older, we don't go down in the crawl space? I mean, when my kids were young, I would make excuses to go in the crawl space just to get away, get a little peace and quiet.
Daddy's in the crawl space again, Mommy.
I don't go in the crawl space. I just don't. Yeah. So it's important to have someone come out and do a little inspection and make sure, it could be a drain tile. There's a lot of different things. It could be the seal on the toilet that is dropping a bunch of water into the crawl space.
Exactly. Whoa. And it's unfortunate that by the time it gets to like sagging floors and maybe doors not opening and closing, that your framing's all rotting out again because of dry rot, wet rot, insect, whatever. So why wait that long? It's especially if it's a free inspection. So crawl spaces can be a little hard to get into. It can be kind of, if you're claustrophobic, unnerving to even get in there. But it's an important part of the house, and everything starts with the foundation and the footer up. So, reach out to our firm. We'll help. We'll give you a free inspection, and fingers crossed, there's nothing bad happening, and peace of mind to the homeowner, to the listener.
You're the best, Richard.
So, Richard, have any of your inspectors ever gone down in a crawl space and found other inspectors down there that have been held captive?
More than once. More than once.
Yeah.
I'm teasing when I say that. No, generally what we'll find is a lot of debris from other service providers that come through there. And sometimes it goes back to the day the house was built, as far as, the pop cans or lumber and things like that. So, you'll run into the insects and the rodents and things like that. But no other inspectors yet.
There you go. Well, good news. Richard, thanks for spending a little time with us. We appreciate it. So right now you can get a free crawl space inspection from Michaelis. The number 844-FIX-INDY. That's 844-FIX-INDY. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
We had a nice gentleman give us a call about the Feast of the Harvest Moon Festival up in West Lafayette. That's Tippecanoe County. It is today and tomorrow, and if you've never seen the Harvest Moon Festival, it is a hoot. It is a really, really good thing, Pat.
9 to 5 today and 9 to 4 tomorrow. You can they have pretty decent, a lot of information on their website and kind of a layout and all the different things that are there. It looks like a very large festival. Have you ever been?
This is festival weekend. We got Riley Festival in Greenfield that has US 40 closed down because it is so enormous.
I hope they don't have to divert off of Highway 70. I mean, that's the diversion, isn't it?
It is, and it's a big one. And then we've got the West Side Nut Club.
What?
Down in Evansville, that is voted the best by USA Today, the best fall festival in the country.
The Nut Club?
West Side Nut Club of Evansville. West Side, group of guys 100 years ago.
That's between Evansville and the river.
They sat under a tree, nuts fell, and they became known as this Nut Club.
This is for real.
For real.
It's big. Al Linser Jr. is their master, their chief.
Oh,
what do you
boy.
call that? The parade grand marshal.
Yeah, and for the sweet lady, we did get backed up on the phones a little bit. Lady needed to know who to go to for pest control. I like Vince Povinelli at Total Pest Control. It's a mom and pop shop. It's not the big franchise group. 317-357-1300. 357-1300. Total Pest Control, Vince Povinelli.
Jim joins us on the program. Hi, Jim.
Hi, guys. How are you doing today?
Doing well.
Good. Enjoy the show. Thanks. Hey, okay, so the drought did a number on my front yard, and so I can see some heavy patches that probably need to be thatched. And for a couple of years, I've been wanting to plug in the fall, so I'm wondering, do I thatch, plug, and seed all at once?
You know what? I would generally thatching has kind of fallen out of favor. Unless you have not core airification, unless you haven't aerated your lawn. So a thatch of about a half to 3/4 of an inch is pretty normal, and that would be considered a healthy lawn because it's made up of living and dying roots and stuff. So a lot of that, because of our clay, grows on the surface. So that would be normal. So I would probably kind of lean towards core airification and then planting your seed. And then I would kind of wait if you discover next year, hey, this thatch is like over an inch or something like that, I think that's when I would use a thatch.
Please water a couple, 3 days in a row before you do your core.
It's already dry again.
It's already dry again.
Yeah, we're kind of hitting this dry thing.
You want to water 2 or 3 days in advance of when you're going to core aerify, because otherwise the tines will just bounce off the ground.
Right. And to follow up, you don't want the seed to try to germinate, so do you wait later in the year so the seed stays dormant if you do plug and seed?
No. You want to, if you're going to try, it looks like
late.
It is kind of late, but we also think that it's going to be a little warmer than normal. So you can either try to put seed down now, but if you're not expecting it to germinate, wait until March. Because you'll just end up with seed rot. There's no real advantage to planting seed, not expecting it to germinate. And you remember, the ground is so warm well into December, more than likely, let's say you put it down November 1st, it's going to germinate, and then it's just going to die.
Yeah, okay, great. All right, thank you so much.
Okay. Yep, thanks for the call.
Wow, we got caught up there, Pat. Between the people calling in on the side and everything else, you got caught up.
I like to be caught up. I run a tight ship.
Yes, you do.
Joining us is, regular Jeff. Hi, Jeff.
Hey, what's up? Good morning. Morning, Pat. Morning to all of you. Good to hear your voices.
Hello.
Beautiful voices. I won't waste time calling you all the names, so I'll just say glad to hear. I got an unusual question, or rarely, because I've listened to the show since its inception. About 3 or 4 years ago, when we downsized, moved from the lake, and bought this house in Morgan County, I brought some pulverized topsoil down. I set it in the corner of our front yard, and I did all the serpentine pavers or whatever for the wife in the front, down the side, in the back, so she could plant all her flowers and roses and climbing roses.
Really nice.
Okay, so now what I did was, at the end, I took a machine, I graded that off in that corner, very nice, and I think I bought some, not meaning to, but some bluegrass mix. So I got a section of yard out there that is so plush. It's like walking on 4-inch foam. It never gets any weeds. It's beautiful, right? But I noticed that it's opened up now. Now it's like 50 by 50 feet. Will that eventually bluegrass take over my front yard? I hope.
I really don't think. What I think that is bent grass. Is it real thick and matty, kind of lays over a little bit?
Yeah, it is. And, I think you've got it. I went to golf course one time, and they said, come on down and golf. I won't tell you the golf course. Yeah, we got beautiful bent grass. We got there, and I was like, they should have said burnt grass. But this stuff is really nice and plush. Will it take over?
Yeah, it sure will.
You're
you don't
pretty much
really
screwed,
want,
Jeff.
I had a very small, I had a bluegrass lawn in the 1980s, and then I got this little spot of bent grass tends to invade bluegrass lawns. So I had this small spot, and now I'm in my 60s, and all of a sudden it was everywhere. So we've spent the last couple of years killing it and
Really?
replanting. Mm-hmm.
You didn't like the bent grass, the plushy stuff?
Not really, because it makes your lawn look really, so it took that long for me to notice and go, this is kind of annoying. Think how much longer it would take for your entire lawn to be bent grass.
I got you, man.
So,
okay. That's all I needed to know. Thank you so much for your advice.
Okay. All right. See you. 239-9393. We are here at Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan. And I got to be honest with you, hour number 3, I kind of look over here at all my coworkers, and they're all kind of like, they're looking a little depressed, a little down, a little anxious. So
I'm looking at a butterfly. There's a butterfly here in the greenhouse.
It's a monarch.
Oh, monarch.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful. Huh. So we're hoping to pick up the pace here. Usually hour number 4 will go better. So my commitment to you is if you just keep listening, the show's going to get better.
Hey, this next segment, we have a surprise for you guys.
We do?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
With our new producer, Ethan.
Oh, that's going to kick us off. 239-9393. Coming right back, 93 WIBC.
In a small town field at dawn's first light, Denny starts his gyro, takes off in flight. He's got dreams and a heart that's true, works the radio wave, sharing skies so blue.
No.
Every morning, without fail, he spins those records, tells a tale. From Willie to Dolly and old Merle's twang, Denny's voice brings warmth like whiskey sang. Flying high in that gyroplane, spreading joy across amber plains.
He's gonna cry.
Soul
Ethan?
with a gentle hand. Denny's
like this
radio
one?
brings the heartland.
They mentioned the lips.
He's gonna cry. Look.
No, I'm not going to cry.
Oh, you're gonna cry.
No, I'm not.
He knows his callers by their name. Listeners love him just the same. With every takeoff, with every tune,
Are we
he
gonna play
chases
this at his funeral?
happiness
Yeah.
beneath the moon.
This is
At
unbelievable.
sunset, he lands
gonna
near
cry.
the pines, greets old friends with joyful signs. A backyard fire.
That's all we have. That's all we
That's all
have.
it's got so
That
far.
was
Wow.
Wow.
Ethan,
Somebody wrote a song about
I know,
you.
Ethan, you got to send that to me. That's pretty good.
Well,
Oh, you made Denny tear up.
I
I
Ethan,
did
cry.
tear
Teared up.
up, you guys. It's my
Yeah.
lips are swelling.
No, that's over now. You can't keep using that.
Yeah, earlier in the day,
Terry
gave me some
See,
lip
he's so
plumper.
emotional.
Lip
He can't
plumper,
remember your
and
name.
it was some sort of vasodilator
Has
acetic
nothing to do with
emulsion
the
that
tears that we
burned
see.
my lips and made them
Can't-
swell up.
No.
You know what? It's okay.
It's okay to
be
cry.
emotional.
Yeah, you're always
I
fighting
understand
it.
that.
You got 30 seconds, Pat.
But
Best
anyway,
30
that was
seconds of your
made
day.
by our new
30
board op, Ethan. He
Ethan.
went on AI and made a little Denny
That is
song
so
for us.
good.
Yeah.
Ethan Patterson, you're all right.
Yeah, I think
buddy.
Denny, I think we all just have 30 seconds to say, we love you.
We love you. The world loves
boy,
really.
here we
I mean,
go.
he's
10
everybody
seconds.
loves him, not
Yeah.
just us.
How can
8,
I say that in
7,
7 seconds?
6,
I can't find the words.
4,
Guess I'll
3,
just say hour number
2,
4 is coming up.
1.
Well, some folks say that grown-up men are still just little boys. That really the only difference is the price of our toys. We go for macho symbols like guns and running shoes, pickup trucks, hunting ducks, and power tools. Power tools. Power tools. Yeah, you just plug them in the wall and think of all.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back.
You can plant a garden.
Hour number 4 of Saturday's Home and Garden program, brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. Water storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. today on our continue, I feel like we've been out for a few weeks.
A couple weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we have we got another one?
I don't know.
Coming up next week, Allison? We'll
be in Shelbyville at
Oh, that's
the
right.
Egg Fest.
Yes.
Egg Fest at Shelbyville.
Or wait, maybe hang on.
Is that next week? Oh boy.
I think
I don't have my calendar pulled up.
Yeah,
you know,
I think
the
it
very
is.
first producer, or what do they call him? Program director?
Uh-huh.
Program director told me, he goes, never talk about something on the air when you don't know the answer to it.
I know it.
Right?
I do know the answer. I just
And you know what? I remember it was Bobby Hatfield. Remember Bobby?
Right.
He told me that, and so that was 30 years ago, and we're still doing the same thing.
so next week we're going to be at Keystone.
Okay,
And then the week
And
after
then
that,
the following week we'll be at Shelbyville for
man.
the Builder Lumbers Egg Fest. So that's
Okay.
going to be the 19th.
The 19th.
14 plus 5 is the 19th.
You know, we should. I think we were going to do that, but I think Builders had that date. You know what we should do? Oh no, well we could still do it because it's Saturday. We should go to our warehouse sale. We should.
I pitched that to you, and you said that was a terrible idea.
Well, I will say,
Isn't
the
he
warehouse,
like that? I come up with ideas, and Allison, he
No,
does
no.
the same thing to me.
The warehouse sale does give me anxiety.
Well, the warehouse sale.
So many people.
The warehouse sale is the weekend of the Shelbyville Egg Fest.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So maybe next year, but it's really Friday is the day. So
Friday's a big day.
yeah. So it must be the 18th, 19th, 20th.
Correct.
For our warehouse sale. So you should go.
You know what? Let's do the first day there. We'll do it on a Sunday. The
Yeah.
last day, the
last
final day.
Final day that's when we make deals.
Yeah, we're making deals. It's
Yep.
like being at a big garage sale.
Yep.
Denny, what do you think?
I'm in.
Okay, Denny will come.
I don't have to drive downtown.
Where
That's
is it?
great.
It's at our warehouse in Nora.
In Nora.
Behind the Kroger.
Oh, sure.
No, behind the Kroger's.
Kroger's, sorry.
You know, actually,
that is plural.
because we always say how we put an S on Kroger. You know, so this is an email that just came in to our events email. So this is the comment, and I have no idea what this is in reference to. It says it's from Mary. There is no S on the word anyway. Your pronunciation of
Pronunciation. Don't say pronunciation. It's making it worse.
I know. I'm trying to. Anyways is incorrect.
You've said anyways. I corrected you that
So
the first 10
anyways-
years that I gave up.
How many
I
people
love
say,
anyways.
let's go to Sullivan's Hardware?
Yeah.
There's no S on the end
Yeah.
of Sullivan.
But I like anyways.
She's probably an English
Yeah.
teacher.
Maybe.
Frustrated. you
Yeah.
know.
Wait, so she heard that you
Anyways.
say that on the air, and then
I don't
she emailed
know.
you?
I
He
don't
always
know.
says anyways.
I don't know. I love
Oh.
the word anyways. Anyways.
It's fine. There
Yeah.
are bigger problems than you have
Well,
put an
and
S in
so,
anyway.
so I was very kind to her, and I not knowing who she was, I said, Mary, you need a hobby.
Oh, boy.
And then I said, anyways, thanks for the email.
Oh, boy. I don't think that was.
That's throwing gasoline on the fire.
That's fine.
Mary, he loves you.
You cannot-
You cannot correct him because he's got a good Catholic
no,
education.
You just don't. I mean, in this business, it's like people can say anything or anything.
Sure.
Anything's to me, and it will not bother me at all.
I don't think so. Was
So
there ever a
anyways-
time? Oh,
Anyways,
boy.
let's take a caller.
Anyways, let's get a call. Let's see. All right. we got-
See what you've done, Mary.
You know what? If it gets us through an hour, are you
Right.
complaining?
Right.
Are you complaining? Hey, remind me, water bottles, plastic water bottles.
Okay.
I have news.
Oh, boy.
Kevin joins us. Hey, Kevin.
Hello.
How you doing?
Very good. Very good. Well, first of all, let me put a shout out to, I'm right around the corner from you guys at Indy Metro, and they're having a big chili fest. Anyone and everyone's invited until the chili runs out.
So is this at the? Is it like on the runway?
It's not on the runway.
No, it's in the hangar, the Tom Woods hangar.
Okay.
But if you fly in, you still have fly-ins there too, don't you, for the Chili Fest? Fly in or drive in?
Absolutely.
There we go.
There's probably 25 airplanes here. So if people have any interest, they're more than welcome to come out. But
You know
I
what?
do
It
have
was
a question.
it was great, Kevin. One year we came out. I don't know if it was for that, but we were there, and Never got asked back again. So, and that
is true.
It is true, and I think it's a little bit of Denny.
No,
he was crawling all over planes and opening things
it
up
was really
he shouldn't
cool.
have, and
we interviewed the pilot of the Ford Trimotor. Remember the Trimotor?
Oh,
was
yeah.
out there.
I don't remember anything.
I remember it was really hot.
Oh, was it?
We were right on the tarmac and we didn't bring a tent.
It always feels like
tent
it's
out.
We didn't bring a tent?
No, we didn't. Because I remember I was drenched in sweat.
Wow.
And the thermometer said it was like 101.
Oh, that's a rough one.
So
That's a rough 4 hours.
Anyways, if you ever have that again and want to invite us back, that'd be great. All right, Kevin, what's your question?
My question is, we have our yard treated every summer. You know, I don't know if it's 5 or 6 times, but where they come out and they come on a pattern. Our son, who's 11, we've come to realize is allergic to some of the chemicals that they use, and they just use probably the standard chemicals. Sure. And wanted to find out, is there any sort of either a service that does it, or you guys sell a product that might be more all natural, that might be able to, not affect him from being an allergic standpoint, but also have the positive impact on our yard? That's my question.
Okay, so all right. First of all, so putting him up for adoption is out of the question.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I mean, you got to cover.
Just checking.
Right.
Just checking.
All right. So what I would do is, because fungicides are protectants, what I would use is a product called neem oil, and that is an organic fungicide. And it can be, you can get it so you can just hook it to a hose and spray it on. So it'll do a decent job. I will tell you, some of the lawn diseases it probably, is probably ineffective on. But if you get it on at the right time of year, so I would be putting it on in either late May or early June, and then probably repeat that in mid-July.
Okay, so instead of doing the typical 5 or 6 treatments like most companies, you're saying that this product, Nemoy, I believe it was, you can buy and just...
Okay, so I thought the question was just about the fungicide. So if you don't really know what it is, so what I would do to your lawn is use the neem oil for fungicide. I would spot treat weeds or pull them, and then just regular lawn fertilizer. I would doubt that he's allergic to that, but I would think that it's probably one of the fungicides that's probably bothering him.
And do you sell all those products in your store?
Yeah, we sure do. We sure do. We could, we could load it up into Denny's gyrocopter, and we could just land it over there at the hangar.
Spread it that way, yeah.
Yeah.
And is there any professional service out there that you?
You just need to ask.
You're
going to have to ask people, because it's not commercially viable that way unless.
So there is actually Kevin. There is a lawn care company in town, and I forget the name of it. And their program is 100% organic. So that would be another way to go. And you can do all those. If you want to do it yourself, you can buy organic lawn fertilizer. The only thing that is missing out of the whole program would be a weed killer that is selective. Any of the organic weed killers will kill everything.
Yeah.
So that would be the downside.
Since we're talking about chemicals, we took the earlier call from a gentleman who is concerned about all the different chemicals that are going down, and that the people that were applying it wouldn't have to put down flags. I got this from Max Bigelow, who's one of our arborists. Yeah. Max says, "Hey, Denny, just so you and Pat know, we have to put flags down for those applications, or we get fined by the state chemist office." And that's out of Purdue, and they're ruthless. They will go after you in a heartbeat.
I know, so I don't know what this gentleman was thinking about.
Yeah,
but
anyway, thanks, Max. We appreciate knowing it.
Anyways,
all right. That was for Mary.
Listen. So before we take a break, so when we went to Europe on our cruise this year, all the water bottles, and I don't think I've seen them here, like when you unscrew the cap stays attached.
Uh-huh.
And you cannot get them off. I mean, you probably could, but it's like, so it's kind of a new way of like you learning how to drink water, because
Oh, you got the cap.
The
that's
cap
kinda
is
next
right
to-
there. So I think those are they here yet in the United
I've
States?
seen those that have the squirt bottle top,
No.
the water, and it has like the squirt top, and so it is still attached. So
All right.
yeah.
So this looks just like a regular water bottle.
Yeah.
You open it up and it just does not come off.
Drove you crazy, didn't it?
It
And
did
that
drive
is
you crazy.
for because so many people are losing them, or there's
Yeah,
just
you know
too
what?
many that are just on the
I
ground.
think a sea turtle got one stuck in its nose.
Oh well,
So,
okay.
but
Then I agree with this new
my
way of doing it.
my friend Dan, who went on the trip with us, he sent me an article, and I believe it's from the Wall Street Journal. The plastic bottle caps get a makeover. You have to basically relearn how to drink, and there's a picture of it. See?
What a pain in
See
the
a little
neck that
picture
is.
how
Oh sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That-
So-
it would either hit you in the
So when
nose
I
or
came,
drag on your chin.
Yeah, when I came back, one side of my face was all scraped up from the cap. All right. Anyways, we're coming right back. Boy.
Mary, he never forgets. He's going to say it the
No,
rest
it's
of
so fun. She's going to get us through this hour. 93 WIBC. You know, if you haven't had a chance to stop by one of our restaurants, Allisonville or Sully's at Keystone, I think you'd be surprised.
Oh, at the goodness of it.
Yeah, we have a
So good.
really talented chefs.
New fall menu. I saw on your social media
Yep.
that you had this new fall lineup on your menu, or new fall menu.
Yep, new salads, new soups. Chicken salad was
So good.
added to. I've been pushing for chicken salad at Keystone. So,
It has arrived.
yep.
They always have really good specials too.
Yes. I remember early on when before Rachel had even taken over yet, because it was during COVID and stuff. And we were in a meeting and someone suggested a hamburger. And thank God she didn't have a cleaver with her.
She makes a
not
salmon-
going to be any hamburgers.
She made a salmon pastrami that I had a couple of years
Oh,
ago.
yeah.
That
Those
was
were
a
good.
wonderful, just wonderful food. And it's, they don't have the deep fryer there. And for
Didn't
good
you just
reason.
had the tortellini? How was that?
I shared it with Marilyn. We forgot Marilyn over at B Window.
Oh, that was nice.
She's a nice lady.
But that doesn't mean it was good or bad. Did you love it?
It smelled one. I didn't have it. I
Oh,
shared
you
it. I gave it to
Oh,
her.
you
why
gave
didn't
it
you
to
just
her.
order one?
Why didn't you say share?
It didn't matter. It didn't matter. Thank you for asking. But she's.
What?
Wow.
Why can't we just add?
Wow.
It's okay.
Can I get you a beer?
Beer sounds pretty good.
All right. All right. We have Scott joining us on the program. Hey, Scott.
Uh-oh. I think this is the one that needed the 7 minutes.
7 seconds.
7 seconds.
Yeah, we'll just wait.
He's turning off his lawnmower.
The soup. The soup today is just like broccoli cheese.
Broccoli cheese, and it's good, and the chicken salad is fantastic on a toasted croissant.
Yep.
And really good stuff
Those
here.
croissants look like they're right out of a French bakery.
They look homemade.
Well, I know
They're
you're not
delicious.
big.
Oh,
big fan.
Scott.
Oh, there he is.
There
Hey,
he is.
Scott.
Hey, Scott.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
that's
It's your
funny.
turn, buddy.
A lot of learning going on today, right?
Oh, yeah.
As far as the lawnmower
A lot
guys,
of
you got to
learning.
give us 7 seconds. You guys were talking about the blight earlier.
Yeah,
That's a
boxwood
fungus.
blight.
It's a fungus. So whenever you
not all of-
would spray, whenever you spray for whenever there's a reason to spray fungicide, spray your boxwoods. That's where I'm going with that. And then they are a couple of other points about boxwood. Severely tender against the weed killers, herbicides. They'll knock those. They'll kill a whole plant if you get hardly any on those things. And then they're very tender. You got to like if you go 8 weeks with a hard drought with no rain, you've got to water your boxwoods. They're sensitive to drought as well. All this applies to arborvitaes as well.
You should get your own radio show.
Trying to be helpful.
You are.
I think
Anyway.
you're helpful. You're helping me.
You might be able to fill in.
He could fill
Hey,
in.
let me help Terry. Let me help Terry.
It did help me.
Mulberries.
Yeah.
That's a very invasive plant, and it's really not worth anything. You can't split the wood.
You know
the
what,
birds eat it,
Scott?
spread it everywhere.
Scott, I will disagree with my mentor, Dick Crown. He would tell if somebody likes something, then they can like it.
They can like it.
Well, I like it because the deer like it, and I like it because it feeds the squirrels, and I do like pulling them off the tree and eating them. I think they're delicious, so I don't have a problem with them. I know it did grow another one. He got a buddy, and another one grew next to him.
Spreading it.
Yeah,
You like spreading it.
You can tell in his voice how
And then the
excited
other
he
thing,
is.
Little mulberry
related,
forest.
there's the Bradford pears, right? Terrible
Yeah.
tree. And then
they're so pretty though.
It's a good
favorite.
thing you're not
How about this one?
opinionated, Scott. I was afraid you'd be bashful.
Yeah.
how
Make
about
up your
this
mind,
one?
Scott.
How about this one? Thistle birdseed. How about
I don't know
that
what
one
that
for
one is.
invasive?
Well, most
How
of
about
it's
invasiveness?
sterilized or should be sterilized. Yeah, I know. Don't get your panties in a wadded, buddy. It's okay. Everybody.
He's
Hey, I've
trying
got-
to help those that are, because fall is a planting time for trees, and maybe
Yeah.
you're thinking about maybe a great tree, and he kind of weeding them out, so to speak, on what's good and what's not good.
Hey, I'm a loyal listener, obviously.
Yeah.
I learned a lot of good information on hold today.
Well, when we put you back on hold, you're going to hear about. I just had a dictionary person send me something about the word "anyways." Are you ready, Pat?
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways.
Anyway is a common adverb
you, Kevin.
used
He's
to
gone.
mean in any case.
Right.
While anyway is an adjective noun phrase which means whichever path, in any manner. Anyways is the informal form of anyway. While less common in formal writing, it's absolutely appropriate, and anyways abounds in everyday speech and dialogue. It often signals a transition. You're
Well-
off the hook, Betty.
Well, thank you. So Mary, who wrote in, anyways, I don't want to make a big deal about it.
No.
So, Scott, thank you for the information.
Oh, it was Scott.
I will say,
Yeah, I didn't know why you called him Kevin.
I thought he was
you gave him a
Kevin.
nickname.
Yeah,
know.
it's Kevin,
All right.
Scott, whoever he was.
appreciate it.
I felt like
I-
that we didn't have any closure.
I
At
will
least he
say,
wasn't
I agree.
Karen.
I will say,
Danny was kind of rude to him.
I wasn't
I thought he
rude
was
to him.
too.
Yeah.
He was
He was
picking
trying
on.
to helpful.
Yeah.
Did you see him? He was like,
Yeah.
no.
no,
shaking his head.
I wonder if
no
they, I
mulberry.
wonder if he took an old girl
Might
from
have
Danny's.
been threatened.
Take it from the top, buddy. It's all you.
Anyways, what I was going to say is the only thing I would take exception of, Scott, and again, Dick Crum would say we never argue with success,
Right.
but boxwood blight is resistant. There isn't really any much of a treatment for it, so I don't think you're not going to hurt spraying a fungicide on your boxwood,
Right. And I think
but I don't think it would stop it.
the best advice he gave
And
was
there's really not that much
in
of
the
it
middle
around.
of a drought, don't forget the boxwoods. Don't forget your evergreens. Even though they're outside the lawn,
Yeah.
go ahead and water them. They need a good drink of water, too.
They
So
do.
Yeah.
Thanks for the advice, Scott.
Thank you, Scott. So, what do you guys want to do now?
Well, is there another call?
No,
There
it's,
is.
it's time
Well,
for a
say-
break.
Oh,
and
it's a break. But you know what?
Who's coming when we come back? Who are you
we're
going to
go-
talk to?
We're going to talk to Mitch, who's an Indiana chemist,
Oh,
Cool.
so a drug dealer, and then Mike, who has a well question, which is probably the same question we get, all the time. What does the term "colder than a well digger's" mean?
you think that's what he's going to talk about?
That's what anybody has a
Coming
well
right
question,
back.
They want to know what does it mean to be colder than a well digger's. Coming right back, 93 WIBC. Hey,
It's the Home and Garden Show from Sullivan Hardware. Actually, it's Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan. They've been in your neighborhood since 1954, and right now we're up on Allisonville Road, about 114th and Allisonville Road. The train is here, and it is really cool to see all the kids happy to head off to Pumpkin Town.
All
They've
dressed
got
in
3
their
or 4
Halloween costumes.
Aren't they cute?
They're so
Aren't they cute? Pat,
Tiny,
you just
tiny.
need to go and help them.
Want me,
No,
want me
no,
to
I
go?
think they got it. Because if they go straight to those
They're
doors,
going.
there's
They're
a
going to
check-in.
the right.
We
They're
had some
going.
people that were lost trying to get to the train, and the trains run on time, so you don't want to miss your train.
Well, but
It's
the
a
good
little-
thing about Pumpkin
yeah, Pumpkin
Town.
Town's a little different.
Yeah.
So we will always get you on. It's different at the Sullivan Express. Those go. by the
Santa's on a
second.
very strict schedule,
Yeah.
so it's a little harder for him. But
Because people show up at Keystone all the time. They come walking in all decked out in Halloween. It's like, oh, hey, listen, don't panic, but you're at the wrong place.
Yeah.
So
You should maybe have a great pumpkin. Like the great pumpkin. And
From
maybe
Charlie Brown?
Yeah. And so all the kids get off and they sit on the great pumpkin's knee and
like a
tell them
mascot?
about, what kind of candy they'd like to have for Halloween.
actually an interactive.
Yeah, like Santa, but it's the great pumpkin.
The Great Pumpkin.
I don't know, Terry.
What about that?
Well, it sounds
Big
a little
giant
creepy.
pumpkin head.
Sounds a little creepy, but
He's sitting there in his little green pants.
yeah.
Or her.
Yeah.
He's a pumpkin. I don't think he
Yeah.
has legs. He
Yeah,
he rolls everywhere he goes.
The police over here investigating the.
And most
great pumpkin.
pumpkins have bad teeth. I mean, you want to look at a pumpkin's bad teeth when you're on sit.
Hey, Denny.
Yes, sir.
Mitch joins us on the program.
Hey,
Hi,
Mitch.
Mitch.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good.
Hey, I am not a chemist. I work for the pesticide section of the Office of Indiana State Chemist.
Oh, okay.
Good.
And so I heard you guys talking, and there has been a lot of changes, a lot of law changes regarding the rules and regulations for pesticide use for higher applications and such. And one of those changes being that lawn care companies, so Category 3B, no longer have to flag lawns after they make an application, a pesticide application.
So why would you, because as a retailer, I find Indiana's really pretty a more strict state, which is great, about what is sprayed and you can use in Indiana. Like, there's whole lists of stuff when I'm buying from really well-known companies that, nope, you can't use that in Indiana. So why would, in this case, something that seems so common sense, why would they get rid of that?
So we did not have a choice in that. It was done by the Indiana State Legislature. They decided that they didn't want us making rules anymore, and they wanted to make laws. So we do not have any rules really governing any of the pesticide application laws. So it's now law wrote by the Indiana General Assembly, and they took that out. Now,
were you allowed to give, Mitch, were you allowed to give testimony? Because scientific testimony, whether it's 2,4-D, carfenazone, all those are fairly mild chemicals, and I can see where you wouldn't have to flag that. But if you're getting into glyphosate or other ones, wouldn't that make a lot of sense?
But if my grandkids are going to roll around the front yard, I would like Sundown Garden does our stuff.
Right, and they're still going to flag it.
They always put a flag in, and it's just common sense. I mean, I'm just saying anything wrong, but if I want my 2-year-olds rolling around in that.
So they don't have to do it anymore, but maybe some companies still are putting it up so that.
Mitch, were you guys allowed to give testimony?
We got the feedback in there, and we wanted to keep it in. Now, even though that they don't have to do it, like we said, we still recommend people doing it, companies to do it, and also they still have to follow. Label is law, so they have to follow any kind of reentry interval or any precautionary statements. So usually, the reason we put that flag in there was because it covered that. Please keep off until sprays have dried, or keep children and pets off, or whatever it may be. So they still have to follow that, but it's not in the law anymore that they actually have to put a flag in.
But again, the common sense part is they the label's the law. They have to follow the re-entry. Well, how would their customer, the homeowner, know what that is? I mean, the flag kind of lets you know, because if you sign up, you don't know what day they're coming generally. So it's nice having those flags out when you know that.
Mitch agrees with you.
Oh, I know he does.
Mitch is agreeing with you.
I know he does.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing. I'm still telling everybody to do it, but I just wanted to give a heads up to customers of lawn care that they don't have to do that, and any businesses, pesticide businesses. There's been a lot more changes besides that, and I suggest they either go to a CCH class, get in contact with us, go to our website, and get educated on these changes, because there's been quite a few.
Hey, Mitch, let me ask you one more question here. Can any nerd go to those classes? Because Denny would love.
Yeah,
I went to
he would love to go to something like that.
Yeah, sign me up.
No, you can't. You have to have a license or something. But you can always.
Mitch, I thought we were buddies.
Yeah, well, it's become a lot easier now to become a registered technician. So you can become a registered technician just watching a video now, and so they became a lot easier. So you can do that and go to as many classes as you want to.
You know what? We had my brother-in-law Paul is the one that carried our license, because we used to, just put application down. We didn't do anything big, but he was always having to go up to Purdue for re-education or something like that.
Even the master gardeners, we go to Purdue for labeling, seed labeling. I mean, that has not changed in 100 years. But every time there's a different varietal of seeds, that has to be registered. All that type of stuff.
Should, but he said you could just watch it on a video. You can just watch it and get licensed, right?
Mitch, one more
just
question.
Watch a video?
Yeah. Do the arborists, do they have to? Are their laws different from the lawn care?
Yeah, if you want to be ornamental
then it's a 3A than 3B. So there are a little bit different laws on that. Now, so if you were a 3A ornamental applicator, then you never actually had to flag anything. That was strictly for 3B, but they're more on an even scale now since they did take that out. And when I say watch a video, Terry, that's just to be a registered technician, not to be a fully credentialed applicator. So
I'm
you
thinking
no
that
longer
might be
have
easy.
to go to you no longer have to go to Purdue anymore to do testing or classes. They do a lot of remote stuff now. A lot of Ivy Techs, which is called Metro Institute.
I used to send my plumbers when we had sewer treatments, and if we would foam a sewer to take care of like copper sulfate or whatever, we had to send our plumbers, our sewer and drain guys, up to Purdue to the state chemist to pass that test.
Technician, I like that. I mean, I could become a technician.
But the
right?
problem for Denny, because we were talking about this, if the guys would go up on Thursday, they didn't get back till like Wednesday.
Yeah, it was a week,
and it was just a one-day class,
and it was to Tippecanoe County. Oh my gosh! Hey, Mitch, that was really nice of you to call.
Thank you, Mitch.
brother.
That's super helpful.
Super helpful. But
Can I make one more statement, if you guys don't mind?
Sure.
You got a sec?
Yeah.
Hey, I heard you talking about ornamental stuff, organic stuff. Just if somebody is hiring a pesticide business to do organic things, they can't make up their own pesticides. It has to be, registered pesticide that is used for organic, and they still have to be licensed through us for organic use. It's still being used as a pesticide. So we get a lot of issues with that. I just want everybody to know if they want to hire somebody to look it up. Okay.
That's good information. I always think about that with everyone else. Like, I don't know why anyone's using, a weed killer. I just use vinegar, as if vinegar is not a chemical.
Right.
You always
and you
think
can
that's
use
a
that on your own
household
property
thing.
if you want to. You just can't do it for hire. So
right,
that's right.
But everyone considers they go, it's just vinegar.
I think Mitch and I
that's
could
some sort of.
Mitch, if you ever have a euchre party or want to play pinochle, double pinochle, give me a call here in Indianapolis. Mitch is my type of guy.
Mitch, forget you ever met him.
Pinochle. He's been dying to learn to play pinochle, I bet.
I know how to play pinochle.
No, but
Mitch, I'm hoping Mitch isn't your real name, because Denny will track you down.
No, I won't track you down, son.
See you later.
I'm not hard to find, and if you guys need anything for outreach, we're outreach educational first and violation second. I'd be happy to spread the word that anybody needs it. So just
okay,
get
you know what
get a hold of us.
Hey, can I? If I put you on hold, can our producer grab your number? Hopefully, will you do that, Ethan?
Yeah, Mitch, don't hang up. Don't hang up.
Yeah.
All right. Speed round's coming up, buddy. Are you ready?
Oh, my gosh. Look at the time.
Oh.
All right, everybody hang on. Ed, Jim, Mike. Mike's got the well question. We're coming right back, 93 WIBC. It started early. It started with puffy lips. It started with burning lips. This show is not headed for any Hall of Fame and will be erased immediately. But we've come to the final segment, the Speed Round.
Yay!
Where we take your questions lickety-split. The Speed Round is brought to you by
Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Great pricing on Lazy Boy, Indiana-made Smith Brothers furniture, mattresses made in Indiana, and maintenance-free outdoor furniture. Free delivery up to 75 miles, Pat.
Who's
Free
ready
delivery.
for the Speed Round?
ThompsonFurniture.net.
Jim's ready. Hi, Jim.
Hello.
What's up?
I know a guy who bought a couple of bags of grass seed, and procrastinated long enough to not get it planted. How would I store that over the winter?
Just store it in a cool, dry place. So the garage would be perfect.
And that won't get too cold. What if it gets really cold? What if it gets too cold? It'll still be okay.
No, it'll be fine. And the only thing that happens is you'll lose, 1, 2, 3% germination over a full year. I believe that's about right. So
but you really do want to get it in the cold, because that's the only way it will break dormancy. So make sure it gets cold during the winter.
Okay. And chemicals like Sevin and things like that?
They have a pretty long shelf life. So, obviously on anything that's an RTU product that is then mostly water, you don't want to let it freeze. But other than that, just nothing special on those.
Thank you much.
RTU
Love
meaning.
you. Bye, Terry Lynn.
All right.
See you later, alligator.
Hi, Jim.
Oh, sweet.
It was so sweet.
Ed joins us on the program.
Hi,
Ed's got a question for Denny.
Hi, good afternoon. I have yellow jackets setting up a nest inside my garage. I think the entryway is underneath the gutters. I've already tried the insecticide foaming spray,
and yellow jacket traps. Any other suggestions to get rid of them?
Did you spray like when the sun was going down, like when it was nice and quiet around the nest? Or did you go out there kind of like with full of bravado and try to knock them down out of the sky?
It wasn't quite twilight or dark yet. That's true.
All right. Are they going up into the band board, or where are they going up underneath the awning? Where are they going in?
I believe it's between the gutter and the wood.
Okay.
Right at the roof line.
All right. When it gets dark, have somebody hold a flashlight, and you're going to take a piece of 3x5 card and bend it at a 90-degree angle and tape it so that you can put 7 dust on there, so that they have to walk through that 7 dust before they go into their hole. So tape it up there high enough, and the 7 dust, it'll get it on their feet. They'll take it back to the nest, and it'll kill them. But you have to make them walk through it to get to it.
So that's a great way when the nest is pretty deep in, where the
foam's
hornet
not
wasp
gonna get
spray
there.
is not getting to it. So,
That's really smart.
yeah.
That was a Dick Crumb special.
Dip Crumb.
I was going to
Dick
ask
Crumb.
if that was.
Oh, yeah.
Dick taught us.
Will they make it through the winter?
Hope
No,
not.
they
They're
They die.
They die before winter, right?
Yeah,
So they're going to be gone pretty soon.
Pretty
anyway.
soon, but not soon enough if they're in your garage.
Hey, listen, we have
True.
some sad news.
What?
We do.
Jimmy, what's his real name?
Landon
is being penalized by Radio 1.
Yeah,
and he's being moved off of our show and made to work with Tony Katz.
Good Lord.
Oh,
What did you
afternoon
do,
Tony
Landon?
Katz or morning Tony Katz?
Afternoon.
See, it's
They're
the
almost two
afternoon
different
Tony
people.
Katz, and I don't really know what I did to deserve this, but
Yeah, listen, you've already got pneumonia. Listen to him. He's so
Yeah.
run down.
I don't know. I'm a broke college student at heart, so I kind of need the money, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get better paid
Well, Jimmy,
during that show.
we loved having you. You
Sure
were
did.
awesome, and we'll never forget you.
I won't forget the cowboy hat.
At least until tomorrow.
Montgomery County cowboy right there.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. It's been fun. I'm really gonna miss this, but hey, if ever Ethan's gone and you guys need someone back, I'll be more than happy to come back.
Yeah, Tony's a real pussy cat. Just let him know you're in
is.
charge. That's
Oh,
what
That'll work.
Yeah, that works
Love you,
every
Tony.
time.
Just kidding.
Great advice there.
Jimmy, the funny thing, Jimmy, about no one has ever come back to our show.
Mm-mm.
Once
That's
they
right.
leave,
They move
never-
on. They fly away like a baby bird.
Yeah,
They become adults and move on.
yeah.
Happiest day of their
We've
lives.
trained.
I don't wanna
you know
leave,
what?
though.
Real good.
Over 30 years, man, we've trained a ton.
bet you have.
We trained, or you did, Todd Meyer. That was one of your first producers.
Have lots.
Hey, I just want to mention we're thinking about Linda Lee.
Yes.
Bill passed away this week.
Her husband,
after
Bill.
Her husband.
many years. Yeah, and he was a good guy. He was a really good guy. If any of you remember the mailers that we used to send to you, and we would do them with different costumes on. When we had race outfits on, sporting, we had actual fire suits on some of the mailers. Those came from Bill. He was an incredible collector of
Oh, my
all
gosh. Yeah.
cool
Authentic
IndyCar or Indy
stuff.
500 memorabilia and so much stuff. And
Just a cool dude.
and just really was such a kind man. So I know he will
I
be
think they were
missed.
married 42 years.
A long time, I know.
Yep.
I can't remember the date or the amount, but
He
42.
donated this type of guy he was.
Sure
He
did.
donated his body to IU Medical School.
science. Medical science.
He was a walk-on soccer player at IU when he was down at IU, and to walk on in soccer is really pretty tough.
Wow.
But Linda Ali, if you don't know, she used to have a show here called
What's Cookin'?
And you've known her too from all around. Great marketing, consulting,
And
sales.
she trained one of the best board ops that is
Michael Grady.
Michael Grady.
Oh my
did
gosh,
Linda's-
I forgot.
Yeah. There you go.
Superstar.
Well, Linda, we're thinking about you.
betcha.
All right. Is Abdul around today?
I think so.
All right. Abdul is coming up next. We'll see you next week on 93 WIBC.